This is a Harper Guys production.
The Harper contains foul language and adult material. If you are easily offended and thin-skinned, you should hit the stop button now. And if you are not a complete idiot, let's get this party started.
Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. If I was informed correctly, the clock is ticking. Is that right, Jimmy?
You know, but good luck arguing that in court. Let me get down to brass tacks.
Listen, let's get down to brass tacks here. How much for the 8?
Jack, let's just cut the crap and get down to brass tacks here.
Are you hating on Neil Diamond?
Holy fuck Neil Diamond.
Our dream of death match is going to come to fruition, and my golden ticket is going to pay off. Hoo-ah. Don't you fucking hoo-ah me, motherfucker.
I want the ability to time travel.
Dumb. This is stupid. Hike up your motherfucking panties!
And pull them to the side.
Welcome to the fucking Harper Guys.
Oh, man, we are redlining like crazy.
100 episodes feels like a long time ago, and now I see why we took that line out.
Yes. Welcome to the Harper, ladies and gentlemen. With me, as always, my co-host, Jake.
Boom! Running second fid tonight. I'm all right with that.
Man.
But I'm still going to let Adam do the PSA because
That's my
I don't
job,
do that shit.
motherfuckers. All right, episode 100. Visit us at theharperguys.com. There you can find our Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube links. YouTube, like you're watching us right now.
What up, Alex?
You can also find us everywhere podcasts are found. What else? Oh, if you've got ideas, thoughts, or just want to say hi, message us at theharperguys@gmail.com.
Boom!
And lastly, but not least, welcome to the #1 Common Sense podcast in the world!
Or more like
No, it's
in
in the
Ohio and...
No, it's in the world. Because
Huh?
I'm going to tell you what, no one else is claiming that.
That's true.
No one is claiming that they're the #1 Common Sense podcast in the world!
Well, we also know we're the #1 fucking Common Sense podcast of South fucking Boston. Special shout out to our friends in Boston tonight for making this possible.
Pull your face out of the bubbler and get to the Wicked Ripper.
That's right. I'm ready to get fucking started. So,
Who do we have out there? You said Alex.
yeah, Alex said hell yeah. Because I said, here we go. It's fucking go time.
Alex, where you from,
Cold
brother?
kicking it live.
Do you know Alex?
I don't.
Is Alex from Alabama?
Alex Hollingsworth. That might even not be his real name. It could be a pseudonym.
I don't care. Alex, welcome aboard. Tell us where you're from. We'd love to hear it.
I hope he says, dude, if he says Greenbow
Greenbow.
in the county of, in the fucking county of Greenbow.
If you say Alabama, we will say you are our podcast fan club
Yeah.
matey.
Hey, however long you're with us tonight, we're strapping in for a couple hours. Episode 100. We got the tower of beer all ready to go. Let's go ahead and top off here before we dive in too far.
What is our tower of beer filled with tonight?
We'd
there,
like to
Harper?
send a special shout out to our friends at the Great Lakes Brewing Company. This is Dortmunder Gold, and to be completely transparent, they have no fucking idea we're drinking this right now. So
They don't.
they'll get tagged later on, but hey, it's one of the greatest nectars in the world. Enjoy. Hope you got a beer in front of you or another tasty drink. We drink a lot of bourbon on the fucking show. We might drink some bourbon before the show's over.
Yeah, tonight is going to be, at least planned in the beginning.
Dude, what was that fucking pour? Holy shit.
I'm doing it awkwardly. You got this in the wheelhouse. I've got the mic. I can't reach it.
You want me to pour it for you, man?
No, I want you to just...
Your glass looks like it should fucking belong in Danny DeVito's fucking hands.
You just need to chill out and enjoy your Oaksim.
All right.
Whatever that is. Anyways, tonight's show is supposed to be a couple hours. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah. We're going to pull out some new shit. We're going to pull out some old shit.
Most of it's old commentary talk, things we talked about. Like, I took out of 99 episodes, I went and grabbed pieces and parts, threw them together. This should be a really good time.
I knew it. That's our Harper Fanatics account. So he's the guy that runs our fan page. What's up, Alex? And he's from Pell City, Alabama.
Pale City. Pale City?
No, Pell.
Pell.
Like a Pell Grant.
I wanted to make sure I'm saying it right. Pale City, Alabama.
Pell.
Welcome aboard.
Yes. Fucking A.
All right, so one of our episodes we talked about if you could make a dream band. Now, they would probably blow up in a cocaine mess, but if you could make a dream band,
Yep.
who would it be? Now, we talk about who would your favorite who would you want as lead singer, guitarist, bassist, and
I don't think
drummer.
we've ever done this, though, on position. We've always done it based on the band.
Right. Okay.
So tonight we're doing it based on position.
I think we might have a little bit, but it might have been the same wheelhouse of when we talked about the band. So, let's go in reverse here. Do you have like 1, 2, and 3?
Sort of. Like, there are certain positions in a band.
Who would your runner-ups be for a singer?
Like, to say runner-ups, you mean like the also-rans? Like, not quite my number one?
I mean, like, if you have a number one, but you still like other singers, who would those other singers be?
Like, who would be like 2, 3, 4? Like, but I don't know what the order is. Do they have to be in order,
No.
or are you just looking for answers?
They don't have to be in order.
So don't give you my number one.
No.
Okay, so the other guys that I have that would definitely be way the fuck up there for me. Eddie Vedder.
Okay.
Hard to fucking argue with.
Even flow.
Don't matter. You don't understand 80% of what he says, and it's still fucking awesome.
Ticket the ball time, ho.
Kurt Cobain, if Kurt Cobain had lived to be 50, he would be unquestioned the greatest rock and roll god of all time.
You think so?
No question. The most
A lot of
superior
people think
talent.
his stuff wouldn't be irrelevant now.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. Scott Weiland, because I fucking love Scott Weiland.
Yeah, STP. He is good.
I mean, and if you can do that shit fucked up, you can imagine if he'd have been sober.
Do you know when I first heard Scott Weiland, it was around the same time as Nirvana came out, and I really thought, because he's really good at changing his voice around, I thought he was a Nirvana ripoff.
Number one common sense podcast in the Deep South as well. Woo. Fuck you, dude. Hey, here's the fucking Alabama and the Deep fucking South.
Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen.
Bam.
Oh, yeah, I should probably take a drink, huh?
I mean, that's usually what you do when you fucking toast somebody. Sorry, Adam had his balls clipped earlier today, apparently. I don't know what happened.
Right before the show, and if you were paying attention, you heard the wrong intro.
You did.
But at this point, we don't care, and neither should you.
Cold kicking it live.
We always have some sort of a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
so-
two other guys.
Okay.
And then I'm done. Other than like my main guy.
Yes. I know who your main guy is.
I mean, everybody knows my main guy, but he's the GOAT. Like, we can argue this, and we're going to. The other three guys
Yeah.
that don't get the love. Don Henley. Motherfucker don't miss a note.
I'm not saying Don
All
Henley.
he does is crank out fucking hits.
Well, the cool thing
and he
about-
did it on his own and as the lead singer for the Eagles. The Eagles have fucking mischanged every other fucking person in that band.
Yeah.
You can't fucking change out Don Henley. You can't fucking do it. Because it's Don motherfucking
Hey,
Henley.
while we're doing this, whoever's in the chat, if it's just you, Alex, or whoever else, put your favorite lead singer of all time in there. Whether it's country, well, then we're doing rock.
Right.
So if you could do rock, that'd be better. But
And the other two guys that don't get their due when people talk about this list, and I think because they were in the same band together, is John and Paul. Like, you don't have to be a Beatles fan. John and Paul are both the fucking shit.
yeah.
Like, singing, they fucking hit it all. They hit
They were a
everything.
studio band, but still, I mean, that's where it's at. Making
You
your
could say they were a
records.
studio band, but like they sold out Shea Stadium when nobody was fucking doing that and brought the house down for 4 fucking hours.
I'm not saying
Like they were the original
No,
arena
listen,
band.
You see all the old photos of the, people going crazy. I mean, it was something great.
I'm just saying. So that's my short list. There's a lot of people I could have had on here. The
All
kid, I couldn't remember his name. I was trying to think of it and I was in a hurry. The kid from Sublime that's passed away.
Oh, yeah. I don't know his name, but
I
I love
fucking
that.
love. I don't want to Google it in the middle of the show because that's a fucking dick move. He's the one guy when we were thinking about this. I'm like, I don't have time to go back and Google it. But that dude, I love Sublime.
Yeah.
And because he could sing on
Yes.
top of being super fast.
And
So-
he was freaking super chill, and he was got the reggae vibe, which I love all that shit.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, I'm gonna start at the back end. Freddie Mercury, because that guy could just rip.
But how do you put that guy 4? Like, I didn't say him because he's on you. Dude, that dude cannot go 4.
No. Okay, these are my favorites. Do I think
You think that the 3 guys in front of him were better, or you just like them better?
I like him better?
Okay. I thought we were talking about actual talent here.
This is your list. It's
Okay.
your opinion.
All right. So you're putting
No.
Fab Five Freddy, you're putting him as the number 4.
Freddie Mercury may be the greatest singer of all time. I don't know. I mean, he could hit every note.
That's a different conversation. But
Robert Plant, I know, because if I didn't have him in my top 4, this thing would get broken over my head.
We'll come back to Robert Plant in a second, folks.
Axl Rose, because he was a rock and roll icon, although he was a complete a-hole.
But Axl hit notes
Yes.
during a time and in a key signature that only he was going to hit.
Yes.
During that period of time with his bright ginger hair.
He
was an
fucked up.
image as much as anything, but he could back it up.
He is the most self-destructive person in maybe rock and roll. Well, one of the top 3 in rock and roll history. I'm sure there was some others, Keith Moon and whoever else. But
Love Keith Moon.
I mean, Axl Rose could have owned the world. I mean, he did for a short period of time, but he
Right.
could have owned it for decades. But then he just fucked shit up with this 40-year Chinese democracy. Can't produce it because I'm too much of an a-hole.
Right. But people aren't mad at Jimi Hendrix for dying. So some of the best fucking rockers of all time
Fuck shit up.
Fuck shit up early.
So he didn't die, but he kind of
Right.
went away.
Right. He kind of killed his fucking career.
Yeah. Do you know, side note, I saw something about the making of Chinese democracy, like when they almost got it done.
Yeah.
And he had Buckethead. You know the guy with the
Dude,
KFC?
Buckethead is the shit.
Yeah. But listen, this you probably never heard this story. So Buckethead had a chicken coop built so he could play guitar inside of it for this Chinese democracy. You know, he has to get in the zone. So he wanted a chicken coop and he had chickens in there. And he was watching like crazy ass porn, like shit that Axl Rose, when he found out about it, he totally kicked him out, fired him.
No shit.
Yeah, he's playing all this stuff to this horrible fucking like ruthless fucking porn, and
I've never heard the word porn and ruthless. Ruthless porn.
Ruthless.
Like what makes it ruthless? I mean,
don't
I don't
know.
want to go on a deep dive
like,
on this, but
I guess beating the chick while you're banging her.
I mean,
don't know.
are you actively like club thumping her ass, like in the middle of it,
Something.
like you wake her back up with like cold
There's-
water?
There's
And
probably a term for it, but I used ruthless.
all right,
So he actually got fired because Axl was like, "What the fuck, motherfucker!"
yeah.
So those are my. Now I'm just gonna go into my top 1. Do we have anything on the board from our viewers?
For me, it's Don Henley and Johnny Van Zant. Didn't have him on the list. Can't argue Johnny Van Zant from Leonard Skinner. He was the older brother that actually died in the plane crash.
It actually could make music.
before Ronnie took over.
Ronnie
to
doesn't
keep-
know how to make music.
Ronnie does okay, but he's a
does-
little brother.
Consider what his brother did. He
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
saying,
know how to make music.
Johnny Van Zant was a fucking different level.
Little Southern fried rock and roll.
And you know what's funny about Johnny Van Zant? You know who his arch enemy was?
The plane.
I'm gonna act like you didn't say that because we're still friends. No, dude, his mortal enemy was Neil Young. He actually took Neil Young's wife. So in Neil Young's Southern Man.
I know.
It's all about him. And what was the one that Johnny did back? Because he did one back.
No, he actually says Neil.
A Southern man don't need him round anyhow, talking about him in the song. It's Sweet Home Alabama. So, fuck yeah. Good call with Johnny Van Zant. Oh, no, he said, sorry, we love Ronnie, but Ronnie wasn't the OG. Johnny was the OG.
Oh, he meant Ronnie?
Yeah, he said, sorry, I meant Ronnie.
Oh, sorry about that. I can't agree.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, Johnny's still fucking
Hey,
cool.
You know, your opinion
Ronnie's still
matters.
cool.
Your opinion matters, just not to Jake.
Hey, I'm just saying. I fucking love Leonard Skinner. They were actually named after might not know this, Leonard Skinner's band was actually named after a high school gym teacher that was a complete douche, and his name was Leonard Skinner. So that's where they came up with the name Leonard Skinner, just off of hating that fucking
I did
guy.
know that. So I'm going to go into my numero uno. All
right.
Chris Cornell. I think he's another one kind of like Freddie Mercury, maybe not the same level, but he could sing like most people can't.
Right.
And he can hit those notes, and he did it in a way that was so unique, it captured my attention.
Yeah. So this is where I'm glad we're having this conversation at 40 instead of at 20. Because at 20, I don't think I'd have had the same perspective. I love Chris Cornell. Chris Cornell would have been in my top 5 for sure.
But he saw my list.
But he would have been on my list regardless. I love Chris Cornell. Mm-hmm. And I loved him in both of the big bands that he was in. He was awesome as fucking both of them. But he's not Freddie Mercury. Like, we'll agree with that. Like, at least range-wise, he wasn't Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. That dude couldn't carry Robert Plant's fucking scarf. Like, legitimately. Like, you listen to Robert Plant, nobody else hits those notes. Nobody hits it at that speed. The dude was fucking 6'2", whatever he was. He oozed fucking sexy as a fucking lead singer. You know what I mean? Like, this dude was everything.
I don't know.
And
Have you ever seen a picture of Chris Cornell? If we're talking about how good-looking guys are,
I'm just saying.
they don't get much better looking than Chris Cornell. I'm not gay, but
I'm just saying, dude. Robert Plant, that long,
if I had
flowing
to hump,
golden locks.
If I had to hump one of their legs, it wouldn't be Robert Plant.
Just saying, that was the original unbuttoned button shirt.
Yeah.
Was Robert fucking Plant.
Hey, we're probably
We're splitting hairs a little bit.
Exactly,
here.
exactly.
But if you had to start, if you were making the Adam
yes,
fucking band,
I'd give the golden ticket to Chris Cornell.
all right, I'm gonna give mine to Bob Plant.
Are we talking? Because I'd have to go to the grave right now, and you'd have to go do some old guy with we're talking obviously in their prime.
Now, well, sorry, we both have to go to the grave on this one.
No, he's still alive, I think.
Chris Cornell is dead as fuck.
Right.
So is my guy.
No, I think Robert Plant's still alive.
Oh, then see, your fucking guy that's a kid couldn't handle it. Way to go, Bob Plant. Now, you know who would go on here if they were in a band, though? And I had to put this in here as my caveat. He's my weird throw-in. I don't have another weird throw-in in the whole list.
The lead singer of Fred the Toad.
Nope. He loves to shit on Toad the Wet Sprocket because he hates America.
I said Fred the Toad. I got it wrong.
No, he had a whole shitload of people with him, but it was still named after him, so it doesn't really count. But doesn't ever get the credit he deserves. Fucking Meatloaf. Meatloaf was actually a classically trained opera singer before he got into fucking rock and roll.
Really?
All I'm going to tell you is grab Bat Out of Hell, try to fucking sing along, and tell me what percentage of the notes you think you can actually hit. Because you're going to be shocked that number is going to be like 40 fucking percent. That dude, you can't fucking hang with him.
I can't hang with most of them. I can hardly even talk into this microphone.
I mean, even just the notes, if God only knew what I would do right now, nobody fucking even hits that in the middle of fucking Paradise at Dashboard
But
Lights.
he's also like hollering it.
Yeah, but he's fucking hollering it on fucking point.
Yes.
And with the proper breath to where he can do it again the next night and the night after that.
Yeah.
So his name is Robert Paulson. Love you, fucking Meatloaf. That's from Fight Club when he dies.
Oh yeah.
His name is Robert Paulson.
Okay.
So,
I didn't get that.
I actually the
it's been
day
a while
that,
since I watched it.
well, when Meatloaf died a couple weeks ago, I posted a picture of him.
that's right.
And that's what I put "Rip Robert Paulson" underneath it because that's my guy. So but he wasn't in the Meatloaf band. So
What do you mean? Wasn't in the Meatloaf band?
but he was Meatloaf. The whole band existed just because of Meatloaf. You know.
So we've got the singers down.
Singers are down.
Let's skip down one and go bassist because
Oh, we're gonna skip the guitars.
just real quick
Bass is easy.
because but how many bassists can you name?
I actually had several, and I actually felt pretty good.
But did you have to look them up?
No. And I knew who all three of yours were, and then I only had two more to add to it. Your list was actually good on this. But
Hey.
I only had two to add to it. But again, you'll argue with one, but the other one you really can't fuck with.
What do we got on the chat there? Anything good?
It's still on Ronnie, so we're waiting for the next
right, so-
one to come in off of Ronnie.
Yeah, let's see.
Anybody for the greatest bass players of all time?
Yeah, if you know a bassist, they're kind of obscure. They're almost kind of like drummers. Some people don't know a lot of drummers' names unless you go figure out who they are. Most everybody knows the lead singer and the guitarist, obviously.
Yeah.
That's quite easy most of the time.
So
if you
wanna
have,
know, do I need to give you my backups first?
yeah, we're doing backups first.
All right. So
Well, you want me to go first this time?
yeah. Well, I know. Go ahead.
All right, so my not numero uno bassist would be one of the greatest bands of all time, Geddy Lee of Rush.
I won't shit on Rush. You love to shit on the ones I like, but I won't shit on Rush.
Well,
he can play.
It is kind of hard to shit on perfection. And then we'll go up, and then one of my all-time favorites bassist is Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ironically, I completely agree that Flea most definitely belongs in the number 2 all-time spot. He might be the most underrated musician of all time.
But
But he can play anything. And you watch him, like, he can play.
Yeah.
Like, he's filthy good.
Not only, Flea is a musical savant.
Right.
He does trumpets, he does bass, I think he probably plays guitar. He does probably, and I'm pretty sure I
Right.
heard flute at one time.
I love that he was the crazy guy in the movies that he's been in.
Yeah.
Like in Point Break, you know?
Do you know
He's insane, but
the lead singer is in Point Break as well.
Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah.
Come on now. Love Point Break.
Anthony Kiedis.
It's one of my all-time favorites. You got to go down, Brody. No?
Hey Johnny.
Johnny Utah,
Yeah, from Ohio State.
right?
I caught my first wave today, sir.
Nailed it. So I agree. Both of those guys go on the list.
All right, let's hear your runner-ups.
So my runner, the other one is my number 1. So the only other runner-up that I have, that doesn't get the love that he deserves at all is John Paul Jones from The Who. John Paul Jones is literally one of the great bass players of all time.
Oh, no.
I don't know why
You
anybody...
didn't just do that.
I don't know why anybody...
John Paul Jones is the Led Zeppelin bassist.
That's what I said.
You said The Who.
Oh, did I say The Who?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I got the wrong fucking... John Paul Jones, yes.
Yes.
John Paul Jones, for sure, goes on that list. Did you go back and listen to their shit?
Well, obviously you're a Led
Place for
Zeppelin
Virgil.
fanboy, and don't get me wrong. I could.
Said I'm a fanboy. I love that for you.
I have every Led Zeppelin album on vinyl.
I'm just going to say...
Just so you do know.
I'm going to say, you've got a couple bands on here more than once.
I have a lot of them on here more than
That's what I'm saying. So I have no problem putting John Paul Jones
If you
out in the
would have
world.
put every Led Zeppelin character as number one, I still would have been like, well, you really can't argue.
I
with
mean,
it.
the four of them are probably on this list someplace.
Yeah.
The main ones. So, yeah, those are the only two. And then your number one and my number one are way different.
You just named one for a runner-up. Is that all you had?
That's all I had because my other guy, because I agreed with Flea and I agree with Geddy Lee. Like, I'm not going to hate on Geddy Lee. So I only have 5 people total between your list and mine. John Paul Jones is one, and then my number one's different than yours. You want my number one?
Yes.
Again, you have to go back and pay attention. Dude, Paul McCartney. People don't realize he played bass on like 70% of their shit. And, dude, he's so effortless, you don't even realize it. Like, Paul was that good of a musician that he played lead when he wanted to, when John wasn't throwing a fucking fit about it. But he was that good. Like, he played bass on fucking everything. You never knew it. And everything back then had to have it in it.
Well,
and quite a shitload of it.
I'm pretty familiar with bassist, and if in my head, like the bands I like, I know who the bassist is.
Yeah.
Chris Novoselic from Nirvana. I mean, some people would never have known that. I do. Maybe you probably did it as well.
I did because it's a 3-part band.
Right. Saying that, I lost my I did go on to a Google search to look up the number one bassist.
Really?
I wanted to just so I didn't forget anybody. And I didn't realize I was scrolling through the list and I saw Paul McCartney and I was like, didn't realize.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was like 11th.
I was a huge Beatles fan growing up. That's just where I get most of my Beatles knowledge from. I haven't listened to much of their stuff in several years, but
I have all the White, Red, and Blue album on vinyl. I keep saying that, but I do.
nice.
It's good
America.
stuff.
America. So your number one.
Number one of all time is Les Claypool
I mean,
from the band Primus.
right. Know who they are. It's a band that relies a lot on their bassist, though.
No, he is most well. They have. We'll get into drummers in a minute, but they have a drummer that emulates one of the greatest of all time, and I'll get into that later. But Les Claypool, and I told you the story when we talked about this last time. Metallica lost their bassist.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I do know. It'll come to me in a second. They lost their bassist in a car accident, a bus accident.
Yeah.
Bus turned over. This dude didn't survive.
Yeah.
And so after they, collected themselves, months later, however long, maybe years later, I don't know what the time frame was.
Yeah.
They went and auditioned for new bass players.
Yeah.
And Les Claypool trotted in there and auditioned. And they called him up a couple days later. He came in and they said, "Sorry, bro, you're too good." They didn't want him
like outshining the band.
exactly. So that's an interesting little thing. And he said he actually cried. Like, how do you be the best that you ever could be at something, and then you're too good?
But see, like, that makes me not appreciate it, though, because, like, okay, so you're too good for Primus. You think Freddie Mercury was going to look at him and be like, "You're too good to play in Queen"?
Well, no. He's not too good for Primus. It's his band. He's going to be there. He's too good for Metallica.
I'm just saying. I mean, even that, though. Metallica, you got to play the same 3 chords at a different pace on every fucking song.
Well, they probably thought they were going to handcuff the guy and, like, you're not going to be happy. It's not
Yeah.
going to last very long.
Hey, and you know what? As much as we're disagreeing right now, hey, high five. You didn't put James Hetfield on your fucking lead singer list, and I appreciate that. Fuck him.
Excellent!
Right, and fuck Brian Johnson. Now, I might have put fucking Von Scott on here had he lasted a little fucking original AC/DC lead singer
Bon
before I died.
Scott, not Von.
So I just said Bon Scott.
Okay, sound like a V. Sorry.
I'm drinking, motherfucker. My B's and V's all fucking run together.
Von.
Fuck. So anyway.
No, Bon Scott was another one. Like, okay, we'll use the the Southern Fried Rock and Roll. Leonard Skinner.
Leonard.
When Johnny passed away due to the horrible plane crash, it was never the same. They never came up with as good of material as the original. It just didn't. Johnny could write tunes.
Now, but let's not get one thing confused here. The difference between those two bands, Brian Johnson sucks to this fucking day, but he still had the Young Brothers. And Angus is fucking awesome. Angus doesn't make this list based on talent of any kind, but as far as like performers go, Angus is one of the fucking greats.
Yeah, but the one thing he could do is play that same lick like nonstop, like a fucking robot.
Right.
Like I can hear it in my head right now.
I know. I'm not disagreeing.
I mean, it's like nonstop. I mean,
Right.
There's a lot of guys can shred, but for that long doing the same robotic
Right.
movements.
Didn't matter how many fucking Quaaludes were pumping through his fucking veins. He could hit those fucking notes.
I did think about AC/DC for the singer, but I didn't even think about the guitarist. But yes,
That surprises me. You didn't give Angus any love to thinking about it.
He is phenomenal.
But wait till we get back to lead
That's a
guitars.
word for Brett.
But and when we get to lead guitar here in a few minutes, he doesn't quite go on that level, like to where he's considered in. He's not a Group 1A-er, like
Right.
for me. At least he's not. So I said Paul McCartney, and you said Les Claypool. Okay. I'm not going to argue with Les Claypool. I'll be honest.
You don't even really know his music that much.
I know enough Primus to know that they do a lot of bang, 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 bang. That were like, he gets his due playing. I get it.
Yeah.
But Josh loved Primus, like the Pork Soda album.
Yeah.
Like that's his one
My name is Bud.
right, one of his all-time favorites. And I was like, if you don't turn that shit off while I'm listening to the Counting Fucking Crows, motherfucker, you know, because that's what happened in the 90s. Anyway, next.
You didn't give me your. Did you give me your top?
Dude, Paul McCartney's the
Paul
GOAT,
McCartney,
man.
Okay. I don't know about the GOAT, but
He's 87 years old, is still better than 99.9 of all bass players on this planet right now.
note to self: as I was scrolling down that list on Google, they're like the top 3. Never heard of them.
Oh, really? I got one guy on this list that I don't think you've heard of,
Okay.
but we'll get there.
All right, so let's go back up.
Oh, you don't want to do drummer next?
No, let's do guitar.
We're going to do lead guitars first, huh?
Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
get to the GOAT last.
Okay. Now
Right.
we're going to... You're such a dick, man. Fuck. As soon as I saw this on here, I almost motherfucked you via text.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get there in a second, but you fucking knew it. So do you want to start with like your backup couple guys?
You're doing your backups. Let's go.
My backups?
And chat, if anybody's still with us, let's do our number one guitarist of all time. Let's go.
Number one guitarist of all time. Okay,
Well, not them, not you. But let's hear your backups.
Right. So my backups, guy that gets like no love ever is hell yeah, it's a beer tower, baby. Woo! What's up, James?
Yo, James, we need your favorite rock guitarist. Let's go.
Who's your favorite lead guitarist of all time?
And if you want to throw your favorite rock singer in there and bassist, because that's how far we've gotten.
Right, you got to catch up. We're putting together the best 4-piece band of all time. So my backups, as far as guitarists, gets no love. Dave Murray of Iron Maiden.
Holy shit, we didn't even talk about Rob Halford as a singer from Iron Maiden.
Rob
he
Halford's
could
fucking
hit
awesome, too.
all the fucking notes.
Right. Dude, I don't know if you've ever watched Dave Murray play.
I mean, I've heard his stuff. It's pretty good.
If you looked at Dave Murray, nobody knows who he is. The minute he starts playing, you're going to be like, holy fucking
I don't
shit.
recognize his name.
What's wrong with your hands?
What's wrong with your hands?
And a guy that goes along with that, guaranteed, this is the one guy on my list. If you can tell me the name of his band, I'll concede. But Frank Marino.
Frank Marino?
Frank Marino. Not related to Dan Marino. I know because that's what everybody wants to say.
There's only one rock god legend that's last name is Marino, and that is Rage Against the Machine.
I know who it is. No. If you go look at like
His last name's Marino. I don't know what
Guitar Magazine, anything that has ever put out like a top 10, top 20 list, Homeboy's always on it. Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush. Dude, he basically decided a long, long time ago, he turned down deals from Atlantic and a whole bunch of other big record labels because he didn't ever want to fucking go that route.
Now, is this research or did you know the guy?
I've seen him 4 times live in concert, and he is fucking incredible. Dude, there's times he'll just go off for a half
does
hour.
he do like Yanni and he's just up there by himself?
Like, he's got a band, and he sings some stuff. But, dude, this dude will go into, like, literally a half hour of just straight fucking shredding.
It's like Eric Johnson.
And, like,
have you ever heard of Eric Johnson?
Come on, Cliffs of Dover? Of course
Yeah,
I've heard of
he
Eric
would just,
Johnson.
there's like no words. He just shreds.
I don't think rock band members like that. I just like certain bands. Wow.
He's too young.
He's
to
all
know.
about the team.
He's 26 years old.
There's
maybe.
no I in team, James. So I had those 2 guys that don't get nearly enough love. I feel like because he had so many big personalities with him, his actual talent sometimes gets left a little bit behind. Was Eddie Van Halen? Eddie's a fucking murderer.
See, I didn't put Eddie on my list, but
Eddie's a murderer.
He may, once again, do you realize he is self-taught?
Yeah. He never took a class on anything.
He didn't. I mean, he learned the notes later, but before it was just like moving my hands. Oh, I can hear it. But the Van Halens had the ear of all ears.
Yeah, because they were all just fucked up all the time, but they could play.
Well, I mean, as children.
Yeah.
They had ears.
So those were my 3 runner-up guys, and then
All right.
I've got my number 1 guy.
Your
number 1 guy is bullshit. Sorry.
No, he's not.
It's so fucked up.
No, it isn't.
Go ahead.
And I will tell you why.
Well, start with
My runner-up says guitarist of all time. These two could be interchangeable. My 2 and 3 could be interchangeable.
And as soon as I read them both, I'm like, yes, that's fine.
So you know what I did? I'm like, wait a minute here. Because Tommy Iommi from Black Sabbath and Jimmy Page from Zeppelin, I'm like, you know what? Maybe one of them was copying the other. I had to look, and I'm like...
So say it again for those who are listening. Who are the 2 people?
Tony Iommi from Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. And so I really quick went on and I looked up, when did the first Led Zeppelin album come out? 1969. When did the first Black Sabbath release? 1970. So they were like literally 2 gas stations across the street from each other. Probably, I don't know if they were friends, maybe they hated each other, maybe they liked each other, I don't know, but they were probably trying to one-up each other every album, if I had to guess.
Yeah. And we just both realized we just left Ozzy off that list, like Ozzy wasn't even hanging there.
Ozzy is not a great singer.
I can't even hear you right now.
I like Ozzy Osbourne. I think this guy's hilarious. Shut up! But do I think he's a great like vocal talent? I think he's pretty good, but I don't think he's like top 5, man.
I don't know, dude.
You got to think about all the people we're talking about.
I'm just saying, dude. Do you like Paranoid? He's pretty badass. I'm just saying.
I mean, Black Sabbath. He's fucking.
So those are
out.
your 2 and 3 are Jimmy Page and Tony Iommi.
from Black Sabbath.
All right, give us your number 1.
Well, now see, most people that know rock would just spit out Jimi Hendrix. Like that's just like reflex. Like they don't think Jimi Hendrix, and you might think that was where I'm coming from, but I have almost every Jimi Hendrix album that you can find. I literally indulge in his music. So, what do we got?
Fuck yeah, Kirk. Dude, Kirk was on my list. Kirk is definitely was on my list. I'm with you, man. Kirk's the shit.
Yeah. So anyways, I put Jimi Hendrix on there, and I thought about it because I'm like, but if you really listen, now I am a audiophile when it comes to music, and if you really listen to different guitarists, you'll hear scraping sometimes, very minute. You don't ever hear that his fingers were so long that he nailed everything. So when you get down to the nuts and bolts of guitarists and guitar playing, he is so clean, other than the drugs that were in his system.
Okay, but my thing is that it's still it's Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix wasn't in a fucking band.
Yes, he was. The Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Whatever, dude.
Noel Redding, Mitch Mitchell. I can name the guys.
I don't give a fuck. Every person that's like Jimi Hendrix had other people that played music with them. The people
It was a band.
The people
and guess what? They were white.
Nobody said, I'm going to see the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Everybody's like, I'm going to see Jimi Hendrix this weekend.
You are higher than a kite.
No, I'm not. I'm actually drunk as a mule.
A fuel?
A mule. I was trying to say beer fuel, and I said mule, and it didn't work.
Listen, he had a band. It was
listen.
called the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Mitch Mitchell was his drummer. Noel Redding was his bassist.
All right.
They toured.
I'm not taking anything away
we're
from...
back to the James Brown band.
It's the same
from
goddamn thing.
Episode 2.
James Brown is a fucking individual singer. That's not the James Brown fucking band.
He had a fucking band that toured with him. You got to be a complete moron to not know that they had a band that toured with him. He could not go out there and go, "Ow!"
James cheating off of my sheet. He just said Eddie Van Halen. He was on my list.
Moonshine Mafia, welcome aboard.
What's up, Moonshine?
That's right. Hey,
So-
Josh. Oh, I mean Moonshine. We'll call you Moonshine. Who is your favorite bassist of all time? I just need to hear it on the screen.
Right. So put your 4-parter in there. So your lead singer, your lead guitarist, and your bassist. We haven't done drummers yet. So that's where we're at right now.
Like if you had to build your all-star band,
Yeah.
we'll leave drummers out because we haven't got there yet.
So, sorry. Jimmy's awesome, but Jimmy was Jimmy. People didn't go to see any of those other fucking people that you just named. Nobody gave a shit about any of them.
Nobody went to Led Zeppelin shows to see John Paul Jones.
Oh, yes, they did.
No, they fucking didn't.
Yes,
Not
they did.
one of them. They wanted to see the lead
Yes, they
singer
did.
and the guitarist.
That's not true. They definitely
You
went to see
are
Jimmy Page.
Higher than a kite.
And they definitely went to go see the other
Or
guy that
drunk
we're
as
going to
a
name.
fuel.
The other guy that we were going to put on that list pretty fucking soon. Moonshine says Eddie. Which Eddie? Eddie Fitz? I love me some Eddie Fitz. We talking about...
No question, Flea. Okay.
We had Flea a second. At least I did, so...
I had Flea a second, and I had Les Claypool from Primus.
Josh says Eddie is his number one all-time favorite lead.
I can see that, though. You
Yeah.
you can't argue with that.
Yeah. Well, mine you're not going to agree with, but you can't argue with it either. Is Clapton.
Oh, slow hand.
Well, you can call him as slow as you want to.
He was slow. His kid fell out the window.
He's got... That's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. Derek and the Dominoes. Derek and the Dominoes, Hall of Fame. Cream, Hall of Fame. Eric Clapton by himself, Hall of Fame. It don't get any smoother.
Or smooler.
Smooler. I told you I'm getting fucked up tonight. I don't give a fuck. We're rolling back the date on old school fucking Harper.
All right, keep talking.
There ain't no more being fucking sober and fucking running and shit tonight. I'm getting fucking drunk, talking shit with my fucking friend. So Eric Clapton is the greatest lead guitar player of all fucking time. And if you need anything to fucking prove that, you go back and listen to him play fucking Layla, and then you put his Unplugged album on right afterwards, so you can actually hear it. Just him sitting there fucking playing. He's the fucking man. So
Okay.
Eric Clapton gets my fucking vote. You can have the Jimi Hendrix experience. I'm not saying Jimmy's not fucking awesome. I'm not saying Jimmy's not the man.
Okay, what do we got here? Well, you didn't. He picked a singer. He said, what did he say? Kurt Cobain?
Singers are easier to pick. Singers are hard. You know, another singer we didn't have on here. See, like, this is where trying to do this, dude. I wouldn't put the whole fucking band on there, even though
They don't count.
Even though I like the band a
Bands
lot.
don't fucking count.
Well, the band isn't called the fucking Steve Perry band,
Oh my God, Journey sucks a chode.
dude. But you can't hit a fucking note that Steve Perry can hit.
I don't give a fuck.
And
I can hit him in the nuts.
who's the other one? Huh? Who's the other Steve?
Huh?
Who's the other Steve that belongs on this list that we didn't put on here?
Not Def Leppard.
No,
Is that guy Steve? No, that's the drummer. Hit it, Steve.
Steve Tyler.
Oh yeah, I saw him.
Dude, yeah, I've seen him twice. I love him. It's hard to argue with Steven Tyler, though.
I mean, for a guy that puts out an album and they all five of the band members put their nipples on the album. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
What was that? It was the cow.
Yeah,
The cow.
and the cow had actually a nipple ring in its udder.
Yeah, but
at
on
the
the
time.
CD they had all five of them.
It was actually the Get a Grip album.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I got you. It was the Get a Grip album. Is that better for you?
No.
I feel like you can't understand me tonight unless I'm slurring a little bit. So yeah, don't fuck with Clapton. Clapton's the fucking man. He's in the Hall of Fame more than anybody else. Well, other than the guy I'm going to bring up at the end of the show. At the end of this section.
Well, Moonshine, I'm glad you have the same birthday as Eddie Van Halen. I just keep the death date, way opposite. Many moons from now.
Wow. Yeah, but you know what? He can't bitch. He was married to Valerie forever, and she was fucking hot until still today.
Freddie Mercury, Moonshine Mafia.
Oh, he's taking Freddie, huh? Dude, you can't argue with Freddie. No. Freddie's got the range.
We talked about it.
Don't stop me now.
We didn't have him as our number one, but it's hard to argue picking him as your number one for sure. All right, let's get into drummers.
My favorite of the topics.
Drummers?
Yes.
This is my world. What you stepping into my world?
Oh, I'm gonna come crashing through the fucking wall into your world. What you don't know is I was also a drummer. Did you know that before I was singing when I was young?
Next episode of the Harper, we are going to do a drum off. I'm
That's
bringing
fine.
my drums over. We're doing a drum off.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm all right with that. Give me like 3 minutes to practice because it's been about 25 years.
That's okay.
I'll tune up real quick. No worries.
Yeah.
I can play the drums. I'm telling you, like,
just do it on
there's a lot of shit I can't fucking do.
Let's do it on our
Right now, if you can do both feet, because I suck with
What?
I suck with my other foot. I can do a single pedal. I'm just telling you, but for me, the double pedal was hard.
Well, sure.
I was like 11, dog.
Hey, you know what? I was like 26, so I'm
Drummers.
drummers.
So guys that didn't end up number one for me.
Runners up. What do you got?
Runners up. Guarantee this person ain't nowhere near your list. Gets no love, but when you're in a 2-person band and your band kicks ass, fucking Meg White. The White Stripes. Dude, listen to the fucking White Stripes album. Dude, she's a fucking killer.
Yeah.
She's so fucking good.
And you know who blows her doors off? Lenny Kravitz. Afro chick.
No, dude.
Yes.
Not even close.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes.
No. No fucking dude.
Once again, you have no idea what you're
She's the greatest female fucking drum player of all time.
Okay, you know
Meg
we didn't.
White?
You know who we didn't talk about?
Who?
Is it Nancy Hart? No, Nancy was the guitarist. Not Hart. I said Hart. Wilson. From Hart.
What about her?
The lead singer from Hart. She can wail.
Well, I feel like we actually didn't pick a lot of chicks. Like maybe we should have picked a chick or two.
Well, we didn't, but I'm saying if we had to go back to singers just real quick and then come back to drummers,
Yeah.
she could sing.
But who would be the okay? So like if you had just off the top of your head, just because fuck it, this is what we do. If you were gonna pick a chick lead singer right now, you're gonna pick the chick from Hart.
She's fucking really good.
I mean, but like, is that who you're gonna pick? Can I pick Adele from the Adele band? Like, how's that fucking work?
She doesn't have a band.
Oh, she does. Nobody plays with her. She just fucking sings that cymbal crash in her songs and shit.
There's no cymbal crash.
Oh, okay. We fuck with each other about that. I'm never gonna let this go. So I can pick Adele for whatever I want to.
As your singer, you can put her with a band.
Songbird of a generation.
It's not like you're opinionated or anything.
Right. I don't, dude. The chick would be hard because like I hate the girl from the Dixie Chicks, and a lot of people like pick her like pretty quick. Natalie, whatever the fuck her name is.
You're going all country. Let's go back into rock.
Look at them roots.
Look at them roots.
All right, back into all
drummers. All right,
into the drummers.
Runner up drummers.
So that was Meg. And again, you can fucking hate him on hate on him if you
I
want to.
like the White Stripes. She's just not top 10 drummer.
Well, you can say what you want to, and maybe it's the Paralympics and he's won it 70 fucking times, but you got to put Rick Allen up there, dude. Dude, Rick Allen was fucking sweet for Def Leppard for all those fucking years.
You pick.
Yeah, he's got one arm. He's got one arm and he's that good.
You obviously don't know what you're talking about. This is the drummers of all time that need 2 arms.
He was fucking awesome.
For a guy with 1 arm, he did great.
All right.
But he is not a top 3 drummer.
I'm sorry you don't appreciate listening to Def Leppard. Do you listen to it and go, wham, you're an arm short of a band right there. Is that what you hear? Right there? A guy that I don't even, you probably know who he is, but you might not. That if
just say Keith Moon.
I got Keith Moon on my list for sure.
All right, good.
Because he's the greatest example of fucking drugs and rock and roll of all time.
He is.
Ginger Baker. Dude, do not even try to fuck with Ginger Baker. He's a giant fucking screaming redhead that didn't fucking sit down.
No, hey, a lot of people have Ginger Baker as top 5 drummers of all time. I just don't get into the music. Sorry. This is my list. And it's got to be a list from music that I like.
And the undeniable Dave Grohl.
I love Dave Grohl as a drummer, but
for Nirvana?
Yeah, but I mean, his number 1 song that came out, very first one, which was Smells Like Teen Spirit, he did the generic.
Like their third album, though.
Dave Grohl wasn't on their other albums before that.
You sure?
Yes.
All right.
They were one of those bands that kind of were mixing and mashing. Chili Peppers did the same thing. They had different, and then when they hit it big, they stuck with the same guys. Dave Grohl played the generic drum riff in Smells Like Teen Spirit. Boom, boom, daka, boom, boom, daka, daka, daka. It's just, it is, you hear that riff or that drum beat in a lot of songs.
Okay.
Doesn't mean you're wrong. It's just,
well, out of the list I just gave you, basically Meg and Rick were fucking honorable mentions because one has a vagina and one only has 1 arm, so they can only go so high on the fucking list. You can't fuck with Keith Moon. Keith Moon was fucking awesome. And then Ginger Baker, you don't have to like him, but Ginger Baker goes fucking right up there with anybody.
What band was Ginger Baker the drummer of?
Cream. With Eric fucking Clapton.
All right.
Man, you're going to start shitting on Cream now?
You didn't say Neil Young's drummers.
Fuck Neil Young. Neil Young can fucking suck my balls. Fuck Neil Young.
Oh, I meant the other one.
Yeah, you're thinking of the wrong dude. Don't get your fucking Neils confused. Dave Grohl is just a good musician. James, don't get ahead of me.
All right, did you?
My number 1 is in your list, so go ahead.
All right, here we go. My runner-up. You prepare to learn things, children. Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers plays a mean drum set, plays one of the hardest. He probably breaks drum heads left and right, but the dude is fucking badass. Tim Alexander from Primus. This guy can emulate the GOAT, which we'll get to in a minute. He can play everything the GOAT plays, which to me, if you can play everything the GOAT plays, you're like the GOAT number 2. So anyways, Tim Alexander, most people don't know him, but listen to some Primus. You hear some motherfucking drumming.
Josh does love Primus.
John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Most people put him at number 1.
He's the GOAT!
He is not the GOAT.
He is not questioned the GOAT.
He's not the GOAT. Not nearly.
Okay.
Go
Go ahead. Run to your boys.
But
I love you so much. I love you.
John Bonham's good. He's good.
Good.
Pretty good. Not bad. Too bad how did he die? Was he the one that died diving into the water? Hit
It was
his head?
something stupid.
Like he was drunk and jumping in the water. He died. It was waste. But anyways,
What did Neil Peart die of? Cancer or some shit?
Yeah, when he was like 60 something.
Fucking weak ass. What the fuck? Fucking dies of cancer at 60 these days. Jesus.
Guess he should have been cliff diving more.
Right?
Well,
Tell us about the greatness of Neil Peart.
The GOAT, Neil Peart. That's all I have to say.
Right.
No, he
Because people can name 3 songs by that band that are all meh.
if you would go in and listen, take the
Tom
time.
Sawyer?
No. Well, actually, he said maybe that is a good one. He said Tom Sawyer was the hardest song for him to play. He said if you go in and you listen to
That
it.
was in like my elementary book too. I'm pretty sure I started off with Tom Sawyer in like 4th grade.
Well, James doesn't
on the
know who
drums.
any of these people are talking about, and it doesn't even matter.
Dying of cancer. What a beta. See, right? Adam's going to kill you, just so you know that.
Peart is a stud. Your bro Ham.
I'm not arguing that Peart was good. I'm just saying Peart wasn't John Bonham.
No, he was better. You're
No
right.
way, dude.
Yes.
If you're going to say that Peart was better than John Bonham, then are you trying to say that Black Sabbath, that Led Zeppelin, for the rest of their members, was far superior? Because
No.
those 2 bands don't even belong in the same conversation. I listen to a lot of bullshit, but there is no way you're going to put Rush and Led Zeppelin in the same conversation.
I would, as a music fan, whatever it is I'm trying to say.
Man.
Musicality. If you listen to the music,
Musicality. Is that even a word?
it is now. If you would go and actually listen to one of the 28 albums of Rush, and like take the time to hear what they produced, you would be flattered and floored. Floored, probably.
I'd be floored by what? What other people say about him?
No, what you hear with your fucking ears.
Dude, I've listened to him. I'm just saying.
You've heard
I
what
don't
the radio pushes down your throat. If you actually grab...
I don't hate Rush.
If
I'm
you
just
grab
saying
into-
Rush ain't GOAT material.
Bullshit. Do you know why? Because when you watch rockumentaries, they always talk about trying to play Rush songs as a level. Like, if I could play that song, I've made it.
Let me tell you a hard story for people that have followed like shitty non-championship teams for a long time to understand. I'm a huge...
What, like a Bears fan?
Oh, yeah, dude.
That won one when you were 10 or no, 8?
6, thank you. I love Dirk. Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk played 20 years. He's the greatest big man shooter of all time. But Dirk is not the GOAT. Dirk is
What do you
not even
mean?
the greatest...
Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
He is not even the greatest power forward of all time. I'm a realist. That is the difference between me and people I like and you and people you like.
You said
you cling to
the girl-
Rush
the girl
like Rush
from-
saved America from something.
No, they're Canadians. Listen,
Even worse.
you put the
Blame
one-armed
Canada.
drummer. You put the one-armed drummer on this list, you fucking retard.
Dude, he was fucking awesome.
He sucked compared to these guys with 2 arms.
And you didn't even fucking have Ginger Baker on your list. What the fuck is that?
You got that from a YouTube search or a Google search.
I'll kill you. Go on Netflix. There's a documentary. It's called "Don't Fuck with Ginger Baker." Watch it.
He sounds
Super
like a
fucking
guy
good.
you could just throw a toothpick at and he'd fall over.
Who? Ginger Baker?
This is Nick.
Ginger Baker would kill you. He would kill you for even saying his name. Anyway,
great.
Sorry, you can't argue with fucking John Bonham. That's one of those things where, like, you can say somebody else is as good as John Bonham. There's no way you can say anybody is any better than John Bonham.
Yes, I can.
Everybody
Neil
else
Peart.
is-
GOAT.
It's stupid. Well, at the end of all of this band and everybody that we put together, if you had on your as your lead singer, if you had Dave Grohl, if your lead guitarist was Dave Grohl, if your bass player was Dave Grohl, and if your drummer was Dave Grohl, you would have the greatest band of all time. Maybe if Phil Collins stepped in on trumpet for a song or two, we could improve it.
Phil
But
Collins was a drummer.
the greatest musician of the last 40 years, single individual person, is Dave fucking Grohl.
I rest my case.
Plays it all, does it all. He's going to be another 6-time Hall of Famer. He's the fucking man.
6-time Hall of Famer of basketball?
No, dude. He's going to be in there for so many different fucking bands before it's all said and done.
I like Dave
He is
Grohl.
the fucking man.
But I don't think he's the greatest musician of all time.
You don't have to. I'm just telling you, he is.
He's not.
He really is.
He really isn't.
Well,
Meow.
Everlong. That's all I gotta say. I mean, when you're so good that you have to play drums because Kurt Cobain is your fucking guitar guy, and then you come out as the lead singer and lead guitarist of the Foo Fighters. Come on, meow.
James said, technically, the one-armed drummer has a 50% output to these other guys.
Not true. He's got 2 legs, bro. So,
Yeah, but they're using those as well. The other guys.
yeah. Well, he's the Blade Runner. What do you want me to call him? I wish he didn't.
Not qualified for this list. That's what you call him.
Bullshit, dude. He totally qualifies for this list because he was still that good.
There's so many good drummers out there. You could have said Alex Van Halen, and I would have been like, okay.
You said Alex Van Halen. Did you make that up? I'm pretty sure you did. Or was that the actual drummer?
That's the
from
actual
Van Halen.
drummer from Van Halen.
Are you
It's
sure his name was
brother.
Alex?
It's Eddie's brother.
It doesn't sound right. Was it Alex?
Well, it is. I know.
I'm just saying.
You're getting buoyant.
I'm not getting buoyant. This is one of these rare moments where you'll hear me admit this. Adam knows a little bit more about music individuals than I do. I'll take the coach challenge on the sports side of this any fucking day of the week. So, like, that's our differentiation.
Well, until you get into my halo of that sports arena.
That literally starts at about East 155th and ends at about West 145th. And everything in between there is Adam's stratosphere of sports.
I do know a little bit more, but
I'm just
not
saying.
as enough. Okay.
Yes, James even says best all around is Dave Grohl.
All right. You know.
Yes.
Let's hear something from Moonshine Mafia.
Thank you.
Somebody the same age as us.
Come on, guys.
Come on, Moonshine. Who's the greatest musician of all time? Do you agree with Dave Grohl?
The only other answers to that are Phil Collins and fucking Paul McCartney. You know, Phil Collins had an album that he played every fucking instrument on.
There's a lot of people. Trent Reznor is way more talented than fucking Dave Grohl.
No.
He played every instrument on multiple.
No.
Yes, he did.
I didn't say that he didn't. All I'm saying is the only reason that Dave Grohl didn't do it is because he didn't have time.
Dave Grohl did do it though.
Dave Grohl is the man.
You don't know.
You don't know.
Dave Grohl with the Foo Fighters. The first album
I know
he
who
did.
he is.
The first album he put out. He played all the instruments.
The Big Me album?
I don't know what it was called.
Yeah. With the gun on the front?
I just said I don't know.
I love it. Anyway.
All right, let's get to topic number 2, motherfuckers.
We're just revisiting this because you want me to fucking fuck with you again. Is all this fucking comes down to.
Al Pacino versus Neil motherfucking Diamond. You hear this shit on the beginning of every show when I go hoo-ah and he says,
I don't say anything to hoo-ah. Don't you fucking hoo-ah me, motherfucker.
yes, you do say something. And then you say about the other guy,
What? I don't even
are you fucking with Neil Diamond? Holy fuck Neil Diamond.
That's what you say. I try to block that shit out. You're my friend. I try to not dwell on the fucking shitty parts, you know?
It's the laughter in the beginning of our show.
Right.
Anyways,
So the question is, would you rather watch an Al Pacino movie?
any of them, anyone,
Anyone. Okay, great. That fucking makes that
or
even easier.
listen to a Neil Diamond album in its entirety?
Not even fucking close.
You're right, it isn't.
Because they come into America.
Because I just puked in my mouth.
Why?
Boston, fucking seventh inning stretch song.
Fucking Cherry Baby? Come on, Sweet fucking Caroline? Dude, the
It was
list
great.
of songs
It was great
that you
the
know?
first time I heard it. After that, I shit my pants
What? Where'd you ship your pants?
to Boston.
To fucking Boston. I'm just saying, dude, Neil Diamond is the reason that you're probably here. I'm sure your mom and dad were fucking spanking it down to fucking Neil Diamond back in the day.
Great.
Neil Diamond and Tom Jones are responsible for so many illegitimate births.
You said
it's
this
fucking
exact-
ridiculous.
this is like
and I'll say it
verbatim.
again. I know. And I'll never go away from it. It's true.
Doesn't mean it's good.
Neil Diamond, you had a hard day with your wife? She's arguing with you? Put on a little Cherry Baby? Fucking rub up on that ass? You're going to hit that every fucking time.
So,
And he's got good rhythm.
listen, from the chat, we just need 100% Pacino. That a baby. I love you, James.
If you didn't control shit that happened on my computer and I need it for work right now, swear to Christ.
All right, Moonshine, we need a vote from you.
Yeah, can you help me? I think Josh left.
Okay.
I hope that he didn't. I hope that he's here someplace.
Anybody else that may be watching, we just need one other vote. Would you rather watch any Al Pacino movie, or this is a versus, or listen to a Neil Diamond album in its entirety?
I'm going to fuck your whole world up one of these days. I'm going to invite Adam to go to a baseball game, and we're going to pull into the baseball game, and he's going to have his tribe gear on, and it's going to be go time. and then we're gonna go in and we're gonna sit down, and he's gonna be like, "Why is everybody so old?" And that's why, because I'm gonna end up getting tickets, and I'm gonna drag you to a Neil Diamond concert. Have you ever seen Saving Silverman?
I think so.
They had a cover band that in the movie, and they played nothing but Neil Diamond songs, and it was called Diamonds in the Rough. Pretty awesome.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Well, you're making it sound like a fucking nightmare. Neil, how do you even not okay, let me ask 2 questions.
He said The Godfather. Hello.
Yeah, but he's like the 8th character in the fucking Godfather.
Hey, he still said
I mean,
it.
James Caan was a bigger fucking star back then than Al Pacino was.
Hoo-wah.
James fucking Caan.
Yes.
I mean, the thing that's fucked up about Al Pacino is that he's not good. I could be Al Pacino. I could have had his
No, you
career.
can't.
Have you ever seen Son of a Woman? A bad man. What the hell is that anyways? Respect! I just won an Academy Award. Thank you very much. That's exactly what the fuck he did. Nothing. I did. No, sir, you're out of order. That's pretty fucking good. That's his whole fucking career. Sucking dicks and being annoying.
Well,
Al Pacino's the most overrated actor of all time. I would rather see Adam Sandler in a dramatic role.
Well, there's a lot
Hey,
of people
you
that
opened the
disagree.
fucking can of worms.
Yeah, and we're done.
I mean, how do you want to shit on fucking Neil Diamond? At least Neil Diamond's talented. You can't even deny that he's talented.
He sucks a bag of dicks.
How?
Because he sucks.
I'm sorry, you only
No
know-
one wants to listen to
I'm
him.
sorry that you only know 30 of his fucking songs. It's not my fault.
No, I removed
How
them
many
from
Al
my...
Pacino movies can you even name that are worth a flying fuck? The Godfathers. Got it. What else? Scarface. I'll give you Scarface.
Heat.
Dude, Heat is fucking terrible. Without De Niro, that movie's not even watchable.
Heat was one of my favorite movies of all time.
Well-
Heat is not terrible. Heat is great.
Adam lost
You
his
obviously-
virginity at 24, so let's not judge based on that.
He's digging deep now. He doesn't have any ammo. He's got to go into try to get the personal
But
song.
you just pulled out Heat. It's like his 5th best movie of all time. What's Neil Diamond's 5th best song of all time?
I have no idea.
Cherry Baby. Guaranteed you know
even-
that one. Coming to America. You know that one too. Like, you know them all.
I will not sing another...
Forever in Blue Jeans.
No, never heard of it.
Shit, listen to you. Man, can I watch you in those movies after you finish The Beer Tower? Dude, I would love to do drunk Al Pacino.
You just did.
No, I mean like tower drunk.
All
The
right.
good news is too, James, that there's more beer on the sideline if that runs a little dry.
All right, let's get to number 3 here. Well, we're never going to get through all these.
Why? We got time. It's only 8 o'clock.
This is going to be fun. Our best Harper ideas to date.
Yep.
So, during the 99 episodes...
You're going to explain this. Part of being a live show, I got to piss.
Go ahead. During the 99 episodes, we have come up with some amazing ideas. And we're going to go over them, and we're going to actually round out our top 5. So, we'll wait for Jake to get back, but I'll go through some of these and explain a couple. Prison Death Island. You might be scratching your head a little bit. Prison Death Island is what we have come up with to thin out the... they're always, not too long ago, they actually thinned out the prison population by... I forget what it was called, but they did something, had a term for it, and they would just let you go if you... Or maybe it was a first-time offender thing, something like that. And then, because just prison overpopulation. So we come up with a prison overpopulating strategy, and it's called Prison Death Island, and that is where we take the baddest of the bad and make a pay-per-view out of it, and they just fight. I forget how many we were going to take. I forget how many there was going to be, but they couldn't get off the island. The last guy surviving, kind of like a Hunger Games type thing.
32. 32 is the number to start with because that makes a nice even bracket. I mean, we could do 64 if you want to make it like NCAA tournament style.
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep talking.
All right. So, anyways, Prison Island Deathmatch, which I swear to God, people listened to us because then Dana White went and did the
Fight Island?
Octagon Island or something.
I just literally told you it was called Fight Island.
Octagon something.
This guy's watched as much UFC as he has Neil Diamond, so don't get him confused.
term limits in Washington. I think most of us would probably agree with this.
Are we still on board with that?
Yeah.
Me too.
We came up with a thing because we one of our first few episodes, we talked about problems in America, and one of them is the welfare system and how people are on it forever. And our idea was that, of course, you may run into hard times and you may need something like that. Of course, why not? I mean, anything could happen to anybody at any time.
Holy shit, James just had an idea.
What?
If we did the island, but we did it with politicians.
Hey.
What if that's how you won the presidency? We just put 30 fucking two crazy motherfuckers out on that island.
Well, the first couple years would be horrible because they'd be hitting each other with their canes.
Right. You'd have people be like, we want the Rock. Can we get Chuck Liddell as our president?
Yeah. Well, we could combine that somehow, but oh, how about this? How about this? You mix the prison inmates, the 32, with the top 32 candidates, and then they just
they're paired together.
They're paired together as the politicians don't fight, but whoever their guy is or gal.
But they got to sponsor them and get them their training and their garb and everything.
And if their guy wins, they're the president.
Man, you imagine the 32 people that would be lining up to be the sponsors for that shit.
And if you win, you survive. The other ones are all dead.
Right. Like, somebody like Dre. Dre's going to have a bad motherfucker in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, trying to win that shit.
Yeah. Pipe-hitting motherfucker.
Call up a couple hard pipe-hitting fellas.
All right. So the welfare.
Dave Bautista for president. He's streaming.
There we go.
Have you seen the streaming commercials?
I have.
With Dave Bautista?
Yeah. Oh. Ha! 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 That guy?
Yeah.
He's the laugher?
Yeah.
So, anyways, the welfare was a 2-year max, and then your ass is off of it. And if you needed to be on government assistance longer than that, go apply for disability, because if you still need assistance, then disability is your only other option.
Agreed. 2 years max on welfare.
And if you can't get disability, get your ass out there and fucking work. All right. No Narcan for overdoses.
That's a fucked up one, man. I mean, that's the one
we talked about this.
I know we did, but I'm just saying. You look back at it now.
Are you recanting?
A little bit. I mean, if you didn't learn how to swim, because you were a disadvantaged youth and you fall off a boat, we're going to be like, well, fuck it. No fucking lifeboat for you.
Well, then there's a stipulation. No Narcan for over 30 and dying of heroin overdose.
Okay. I'm not even going to argue that. Great. 30 and over, if you OD on anything, no fucking Narcan for you.
Okay. So, 30 and under, or are we talking like 25?
No.
Frontal lobe's not fully developed?
Well, that's at 25, but trust me, that's getting longer by the fucking year. Kids are growing up faster and saying stupider longer.
So if you don't know...
And I don't mean that in a bad way.
James, you probably know, but Narcan, for those that don't know, is the wonder drug for the overdoses.
Yeah.
Brings them back, and then they can live till another injection.
Right.
Or something like that.
Right. Brings them back.
Jake and I are going to start highlighting what we think are the top 5 as we go here.
Oh, are we?
Yes. So only highlight ones that you think are worthy.
I mean, I like Prison Death Island, but it ain't going to happen.
No. It doesn't matter if it's going to happen. Our best ideas, whether they happen or not.
Why do I feel like this is just a list of the shit I think about all the time?
It could be. All right, so this was mine. I got pissed about impeachments overall. Now, there was a bunch of impeachments with Trump. Whether you agree with that or not, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
My point was, it's kind of like yelling rape or false accusations of rape.
Which we have discussed that on the show.
We discussed it at the same time. So if in our judicial system now, if you falsely accuse somebody of rape, you can be prosecuted.
You can't. I mean, not to the same extent of the fucking law yet. I mean,
Well,
they gotta tighten that shit up. But if you cry rape, you should be going to jail for 25 to fucking 40.
You should go for the same amount, or at least at a minimum half of what you were accusing the other person of doing.
Half. Yeah. Why always going easy on the women? Ain't lots of dudes out there be like, I was raped.
No. Okay. Well then. Okay. So to swing it back, that was just an analogy. To swing it back to the impeachment,
yeah,
for whatever party you're for whatever, I don't think you should just be willy-nilly able to just go impeach without some sort of consequences if it doesn't go through. Because now, whether you like him or not, he will always, even Bill Clinton is always an impeached president. They're always that's part of their title.
Least of that guy's fucking problems.
Right, it is. But what I'm saying is, it shouldn't be something that you can just go do, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So, false accusations for impeachments.
Or rape. Is that what we're going to call it? False accusations of impeachment or rape.
Yeah. Strict penalties. All right. This is a great one. This is one I'm going to highlight right now.
I'm going to highlight it right now, too.
Penalty box for all sports. Hockey has a great thing going.
I've been saying this since I was a child.
So when the guys are too rough or they do something they shouldn't, they go into the penalty box for a couple minutes. Think about this in every sport, that there's multiple players. Obviously, in tennis, it wouldn't work very good because the person would just be hitting the ball to nobody. But football,
They're team sports is what we're fucking talking
team
about.
sports. So like baseball, if, the pitcher hits a batter, he's in the penalty box. Well, they got to bring in a reliever.
Well, like not on the first time, but like if he fucking is, he's fucking drilling
once you're
people.
Once you're warned,
Right.
Whatever, or a batter that charges the mound. If he shouldn't have done that, I don't know.
Hey, man.
But mostly, I think we were talking about this with football would be great.
11 on 10 is fucked up shit.
If
Imagine the NBA playing 5 on fucking 4.
yeah. Think about football. If they throw the flag, they called it targeting, or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything, maybe any penalty, you're in the box.
Yeah, like 4 plays that you're in the box for.
Yeah.
I think the best would be fucking basketball. All the fucking bitching and whining and fucking crying that those motherfuckers do on a fucking game-to-game basis. You start playing 5 on 4 a lot, they're going to be like, knock your fucking shit off, Jack.
I think same with football, too. There's some guys that just don't learn.
But football has a way of balancing itself out. Like, you fuck around in football, eventually you're going to fuck around and find out. Like, there other player, like, I like a self-policing league. And that's one of the things I can say for hockey is... Yeah, they get to go to the box for slashing and shit like that. But, like, you go fucking with somebody's good player, you're going to get fucking jacked. Like, I don't know if you know who Nathan McKinnon is. He's Colorado's, like, #1 player. He's one of the best, like, 3 or 4 players in the whole league.
I don't, but that's not surprising.
He got targeted a couple weeks ago, and it was fucking awesome. So the guy that hits him goes to the fucking penalty box, right? He's fucking bleeding from the fucking face, clearly fucking targeted their captain. They bring the fucking goon off the fucking bench. This is awesome. Like, they have a 5 on 4. He literally walks over to the penalty box, takes off his gloves, his helmet, and lays his stick down and stands there and waits for the guy to come out of the box. There was no intention of trying to play hockey or anything like that in that moment.
So that guy knew as soon as he comes out, he's getting pummeled.
You're getting the best we got on your ass. I mean, their coach was stroking out about the whole thing. The refs came over twice and tried to get him to leave.
Well, that's what I was going to say. The refs didn't do nothing?
So I think he picked up his helmet and his gloves and stood there. And as soon as the guy came out, though, he fucking went to town on him. I mean, it was like 3 shots and it was over, but it was awesome. So, yeah, penalty box for all sports would be cool. Like you said, one-on-one sports, you can't fucking do it.
Right.
But, like, what if there was a way to penalize people in one-on-one sports?
Right.
You know? You got to play tennis with, like, one arm.
Yeah.
You got to put your other hand behind your fucking back. Imagine trying to box like that. Now, MMA, they got to clean that up, but you can't really get weird with that shit or people are going to be getting shit broken in half.
Well, they just need to fucking, organize a little bit better.
What is John Morgan's The Shot?
You don't remember our shows.
Dude, it's been 100, motherfucker. Like, what do you mean? Do you realize how much shit has gone on in my life in the last 2.5 years?
Yeah. All right, so John Morgan's The Shot. I will refresh your memory when you're ready.
James said, let pro sports go steroids and go ape shit. I have been saying that since I was a child. Hey, I sacrifice... Anybody that's ever worked on a shop floor, you're pimping your fucking knees and your hips and your fucking hands and everything else out for 35, 40 fucking years until you retire. Who gives a shit if I fucking juice it up and go fucking blow it up out on the field? I think they should all be fucking juice head monsters out there killing each other. That's what we're paying for. The man in the arena, right? James said, wait, I want to hear your opinions about the commentators talking about OBJ during the Super Bowl when they were saying him leaving the Browns was like him redeeming himself. Well, that's stupid.
Once again,
that was
OBJ
addition by subtraction. Don't be mean to OBJ.
OBJ can suck a bag of dicks.
He went out there and played his ass off for the Rams. He showed up every fucking game for Cleveland, hurt or
He
not.
did not show up for fucking Cleveland.
You can say what you fucking want. He was on a running team.
I watched him. He sucked
Okay.
for the Browns this year. He sucked. He caught like 3 balls.
Well, you know what the difference between
Out of the 20 that
you know
were
the
thrown
difference
to him.
between OBJ and Myles Garrett is? A ring.
Who cares? OBJ doesn't deserve it.
Just saying. I'm
not surprised you like him, though.
I think Robert
I'm
always
not
got
surprised.
6.
I'm not
just saying.
surprised.
No, why should you be?
He's a douchebag.
Hey.
You like douchebags.
I don't know if you guys know my best friend Adam. Adam, our fans. What's up?
All right, I'm going to John Morgan's The Shot. Personally, I want the Buckness.
Josh wants some Buckness. Myles Garrett is a good player by himself?
Question
Oh,
mark?
shit. I don't know. He's okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I mean, he's really good at fucking busting people's dome pieces with their helmets. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like-
That's right.
I love Myles Garrett. I'm just saying. It's weird what you measure people on. Watch Myles Garrett sometime every play on a Sunday. Don't watch anything else that happens when your team's on the defensive side of the ball. You watch Myles Garrett every play. Tell me if you think that he's putting out 158% every play. He's not.
That's COVID, motherfucker.
Is that what it is? I mean,
All right, let me get back to this. So John Morgan's The Shot, if you don't remember,
remind me.
it was that he believes at a young age, we'll just say 10,
I do know that.
you get the shot, and the shot makes you sterile for when you go into your young pubescent age.
You're Rumspringa.
Yeah. So and then when you become, I forget what age it was. Oh no, it wasn't actually an age. I think it was when you become a citizen and you're actually a productive citizen in the world, and then you decide I would like to have children, you go up to a panel and they bless you with the antidote
Right.
to have kids. So it would be more of a right, and we would have less welfare problems because you're on welfare. Well, you know what? We don't. I mean, you know.
Yep. I remember this whole conversation, and I remember conversations around there are a lot of people that are not well off, that have a bunch of kids, that help mom and dad on the farm for all those years, and you can live poor and you can live happy. So you can't base this just strict on like how much money you make is how many
that was
kids you
just
can have.
one of the many.
I'm just saying. So like I get it from the standpoint of like nobody should be allowed to have children before they are X number of years old because you're gonna fuck your life up.
I think one of my cons to this was, well, once they're in their teens and in their young 20s, disease is going to spread rapid.
Right.
STDs are going to be everywhere.
Just hot loads of TB flying around.
I mean, it
everywhere.
will be because there will be no consequences for nothing, and no one will care if you're having sex. So, yeah, other than the STDs.
They're different positions, James. You can't even compare the two like that. Jeez. Myles Garrett would be good anywhere, but he should be great here.
He's pretty fucking good.
There's pretty fucking good, and then there's rocking them diamonds. Reggie White did it. Michael Strahan did it. Aaron Donald just did it. Von Miller did it. Like James Harrison did it. There's lots of dudes I can name that play positions that are real similar.
I'll tell you
that
what,
have helped lead teams
Those
to that shit.
lonely Bengals just about did it. They just about did it.
They weren't lowly. We talked about this before the season. The Bengals were going to be good. The surprise is that they're going to be a problem now for fucking ever. Enjoy that.
So what? That's what fucking watching good sports is. I'd much rather watch good sports than shitty sports.
I'm saying enjoy your division. We're going to get rid of Aaron Rodgers here in a minute, and at least Chicago's
I
division
thought you said
will
he's
be
not
winnable.
going anywhere.
He's not next year. After that, dude, trust me.
How old is Aaron Rodgers?
38.
You think he's going to go to another team at 39?
No, he's going to stay home one more time. He's got one more year.
That's what I just
there.
said. And then he's going to leave at 39.
And just start banging Shailene.
You don't think he's going to retire at 39?
No, he's retiring after this next season. This next season will be his swan song. Then he's going to sail off in the sunset and bang Shailene and do fucking State Farm commercials.
So that's what you mean by
right.
being
And at that point in time, the quarterbacks in that division are going to be Justin Fields. Kirk Cousins just announced that he's actually staying another year in Minnesota, which that hurts Pittsburgh a little bit. It keeps my Mitch Trubisky theory going on. I read that Russell Wilson is going to be staying with the Seahawks. They have no intention on trading him.
Yeah.
So, Moonshine remembers the shot. Well played. The Bengals should have won that game, but those last penalties or lack thereof was bad.
Well, they both had penalties go that shouldn't. Or, let's see. I think that one of the pass interference calls against the Bengals late was kind of bullshit. that one that was right in the middle of the field, right in front of the end zone. But the face mask against the defender.
Oh, against Ramsey on that giant touchdown?
Yeah, that was you know.
Yeah, I'll also say this. I don't know if you've seen the camera angles on the last play of the game when Donald is getting to Burrow and he has to throw it away.
He almost made that completion.
Yeah, but even outside of that completion, have you seen the view from the other end of the field? Jamar Chase had shook Jalen Ramsey and was 20 yards behind him. There was nobody within. If he had one more second to flick that ball downfield, the Bengals score a touchdown and the game's over.
Really?
Dude, like if you go back and look at the pictures, you can Google it anytime. It's so sad to look at because it's like, dude, Chase is like, there's nobody for 20
He's got his arm
yards.
up.
Like,
he's
just
waving
like,
it.
The plane, boss, the plane. And it's not there. It's fucking sad.
All right, let's keep going here.
He said Aaron Donald was way offside.
Let's keep going. All right, the 30-hour work week. This wasn't our idea, but we talked about it. Do you still wish there was a 30-hour work week and you got paid for 40?
No, because if they gave us a 30-hour work week, you know what they do? They make us fucking work 40 one way or another. Because nobody wants to fucking work right now. So that idea is out the fucking window from where it started a couple years ago.
Stop appeals for the super guilty. This is kind of a weird, the way I worded it was a little weird.
I know what you mean.
But what this is, we do the gallows and we talk about the death row inmates. What we're talking about is, what this is somebody that says, I'm guilty, I did it, I fucking did it, I don't want any appeals, but then they still put appeals process forth because if this guy doesn't want appeals, then he must be fucking crazy.
Agreed.
So then they go and they put him through all these fucking, mental tests to make sure that he's, mentally competent. So I don't know. I think that should be. I hate that because what happens is they waste all of our tax dollars for 20 years.
I agree, dude. If somebody is undeniably guilty of something that is worthy of the death penalty, let's not waste the time and effort.
Let's put it this way: if all the facts point to it was him, and he says it was him, and at that point, and he's guilty and he's sentenced, don't waste 20 years of taxpayers' money. I
don't disagree. You know how many fucking serial killers have spent $1 million killing somebody? None. So why does our federal government do it?
Right. All right, mutual combat. This is something we talked about.
Number one on my list. That's definitely a fucking red mark.
If you don't know what mutual combat is, it is the ability for Jake and I, which would probably be a bad idea for me, but for Jake and I to meet out on the street and be like, you want to fucking throw down? Yeah, and guess what? Because we both agreed, we can't be prosecuted for the end result.
This is legal in Washington, D.C. and Washington State are the only two places in America that is legal. So legitimately, you have to walk up to a police officer, an actual uniformed police officer.
Oh, it just can't be a handshake?
No, like you can't do this in an alley. You have to do this in front of an actual police officer.
Now, obviously you can't go to death though.
No. If somebody basically like goes out or like if some shit gets fucking broken, the cop has the duty.
He's the
in those
referee.
states. Basically, he's Big John McCarthy. Like that's his job.
Get ready to rumble.
40-hour week, but more vacation. I agree. The more stress that comes into work, which is greater now than ever, you're not pushing two buttons on an assembly line anymore. No, dude, people need breaks.
I know.
I don't get them.
But listen, how many people have said it? And James, you know this. If you go on vacation, when you come back, it's a fucking shit show. A lot of people don't even like. I mean, we all like vacation, but coming back from it is a shit show.
So we need a better vacation plan.
Yes, more vacation and a better vacation plan.
Ramsey down, Chase wide open. I know, dude. I saw it. But, dude, mutual combat, like if mutual combat was the way of the world, because what you also have with mutual combat is if Johnny's being a fucking douchebag, like running his fucking pie hole, being a fucking dick, and you're fucking sick of it, and you're like, I challenge you to mutual combat right now. Johnny has two decisions. Give you his dignity or step the fuck up.
Yes.
And that's what I like about it.
Let's go find an officer.
Everybody is happy to run their fucking cocksucker these days about fucking everything. You know, they'll fucking talk all the shit in the world. You smack a motherfucker, wow, you might as well have fucking killed their firstborn. Nobody's afraid of getting smacked in the fucking mouth anymore. If you walked around afraid of getting fucking smacked in the mouth, maybe fucking people would get treated a little fucking different.
They would, though, at that moment. You want to go find the popo and work this out?
Right. And I would do that with fucking people. I mean, if I got my ass kicked, I got my ass kicked. But I'm just saying, like, it would come to a point where I would be like, people I fucking work with, be like, excuse me, officer, I'm challenging this person to mutual combat, and I would record it. So when they say no, be like, it's not me, it's them. You and your pussy fucking ideology.
Moonshine Mafia just says he ate trail mix out of his gallows mugs yesterday's.
Fuck yeah. Amen, Alex. No one thinks there's any consequences anymore for talking shit. I agree.
Show that shit. Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay.
So get yourself an alias and a fake ID and go fucking run amok. That's my advice.
Something that I came up with was because I'm, a Cleveland fan and
stupid
MLB payroll balancing.
No. You had this on our best ideas list because you controlled this printout, and that was the only reason this made the list.
No, this is part of some of our topics is why it made the list.
No, it's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
So, if you were a NASCAR fan and one team...
Hendricks Motorsports. Go ahead.
Could spend as much money...
Hendricks Motorsports has 5 cars that place in the top 10 every week.
I thought they were all had to be stock.
Stock is a generic word when it comes to what these cars are. Let's be honest.
Well,
the engine builders are the guys that are the Da Vinci's of NASCAR. You build a motor like the Hendricks motor builders. Like these guys are the greatest on earth.
But why are we letting such a big sport like baseball be controlled by the teams that just spend the money?
I'll tell you why. Because people don't fucking show up. You know who goes to the Yankees games? Everybody. That's why the Yankees can afford that payroll.
Do you know why?
But that's the truth. Like the teams that have you know what? You know why Boston has the money to spend on that payroll? Because Boston sells out every fucking game they play.
Yeah, and the Indians did for 455 games in a row.
And when you did for 455, what did your fucking payroll look like?
Yeah. That is... I don't understand why an owner wants to own a team.
The problem is MLB
and not
owners
spend
don't
any
get
money.
it. The problem is that your MLB owners are the only ownership group that don't get it. You got to spend money to make money.
Yes.
Every team that spends money fills the fucking stands, gets to the fucking playoffs, and makes a fuckload of money. Kansas City does it for a couple years, wins a championship. Detroit does it for a couple years, wins a championship. The Marlins do it for a couple years,
wins a
championship.
They haven't won yet.
Detroit didn't win one?
80s,
Oh, no.
1980.
Well, they didn't win one with Leland? Oh, no, Leland won his with the Marlins against the Indians.
They went
Sorry.
a lot.
They went twice, I think, and got beat both times.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Sorry. But that's what small market teams do. They build from inside, they add 2 people, and they get there.
They are not small market teams.
Then figure out a way to fill all the fucking stands, because that's a problem. 162
I'm gonna tell you this.
162 games is the other problem. July 40th, when it's fucking 1,000 degrees outside and your team is 20 games under 500, nobody wants to go watch that game.
Hold on. They're only small market teams when they decide to be a small market team. When Jacobs was the owner and was spending all that money, they weren't a small market team. They were not. They were a big market team spending big money
I'm not arguing with you.
Market money.
I agree, but you have to spend it to make it.
I know, but if it's a choice to be a small market team, why are you an owner?
What do you mean?
Get the fuck out.
Because they're getting the money from the other teams. They spread that money around. They have to.
It's stupid.
I'm not telling you that it's not stupid.
So why not fix it so it's a better game? The MLB has been complaining for years, like you said, they can't get butts in the seats. There is a way to get butts in the seats. Make every team competitive.
Or make it not 162 motherfucking games. Let me ask you this question. Let me ask you a very pointed question. It's September 20th. Would you rather go see a regular season game between the Yankees and Boston for playing for first place in the division, or go see the Browns play fucking Baltimore? The Browns are 0-3, Baltimore's fucking 2-1. Whatever it is. You're going to choose that Browns game every fucking time. Okay, if it's the Indians against the White Sox on the same day.
Because they only play 8 home games.
But if it's the Indians and the White Sox on a Friday night, on a Sunday afternoon, they're playing for first place in the division with a week to go in the fucking season. You're going to choose the Browns game when it's competitive, or you're going to choose the Indians game?
I'll go to the Indians game.
You would not. If the Browns are 3-0 playing the 3-0 Ravens.
If the Indians are playing for first place, I might go watch the Indians.
Well,
and that's what I said.
You feel
the fucking Indians.
You feel 61,999 more seats with that logic, and you're in there. The thing is that your product isn't the most popular product. That's part of what the problem is that goes with baseball. all things being equal, if you had the Super Bowl, Game 7 of the World Series,
Maybe
Game
we
7 of
just
the
need
NBA Finals
100
all on
more-
the same day.
100 more football games and we'd be better. Let them play 2 or 3 times a week.
I brought up this weekend, everybody who thinks that I'm insane for saying this, welcome. There's going to be a time in the future where they put in like 5 fucking bye weeks. Because what do you know better than anybody? That if you put a game on Thursday night between the Jets and Jaguars, you know who's watching that?
Nobody.
Everybody is watching that. It's like the second highest rated show on all of
So you
television.
put the
that night.
shitty teams on Thursday?
What I'm saying is you just rotate the schedule to have almost all your games be nationally televised games. People will fucking tune in. Extend your season by a fucking month. Who gives a shit? Put 4 more bye weeks in there. God forbid everybody's healthier going into the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
That's where football's fucked up. If football was smart, how often do the Indians get a day off? Once a week, basically, right? Like most teams get like either Wednesday or Thursday off every single week, right?
I didn't hear you. What?
Baseball. Don't most teams get like either Wednesday or Thursday off, like the way the schedules fall?
It's usually a Monday
But, like, it
or
rotates.
a Thursday. Yeah, Monday or Thursday. It's yeah.
Right. But if that was the case with fucking football, I mean, tell me that people wouldn't lose their fucking mind loving it. Plus, you'd have like 23 weeks of the fantasy season. Rawr.
It says luxury tax sharing for small market teams
Right.
helps keep them afloat. It doesn't do anything for the league, though.
Right. It's still fucking annoying. Well, I thought I heard all the random drug test stops this year for MLB, so we're hoping
See
To
another
see-
McGuire. See some McGuires is what he said.
I feel like James is trying to pick a fight with me. He doesn't even know. You know, Barry Bonds just got shit on his 10th and final opportunity to get into the Hall of Fame.
does know.
Go ahead and laugh. You go and chuckle. I know that makes you happy.
It does
'Cause
not make me mad. Your anguish makes me
You're a person that wants to watch the world burn, not the right thing happen. So, nope, there wasn't a pitcher that ever fucking took a fucking anything. That never fucking happened. Barry never faced a juice pitcher. Oh, he also
I don't see Barry Bonds on this.
He also never had a season with more home runs than strikeouts. Oh wait, yeah, that happened. More stolen bases than strikeouts. Wait, that happened too. Highest slugging percentage. Yeah, that's him too. Basically everything you can ever
You
name.
can do that when you take steroids.
Because he had 4 MVPs before anything ever fucking started. That's the funniest fucking
Let's
part
look
of the
at the
whole
size
thing.
of his head. Was it as big as a suitcase?
Oh,
then?
now I love when people start talking about head size. Anybody that you want to talk about, if anybody would like to take a look at Tony Gwynn's head as a rookie, and then Tony Gwynn's head as a retired player in his last couple years, not the same fucking dome piece.
Tony Gwynn was a little heavier.
You
though.
start to put on weight.
You could tell that
Bonds was a little heavier because he got jacked.
Tony
Because he got
Gwynn
jacked.
was sloppy. Okay, Tony Gwynn was good, but he was sloppy.
Listen, there's more juice in Barry Bonds than there are in Robex. That's cute. Coming from a generation that never saw Barry Bonds play. I kind of love that for you, James. It's like me having an opinion on Gone with the Wind.
Oh, Alex got
Bonds,
your back.
Clemens, and Rose all belong in the Hall of Fame. Alex coming through in the clutch. Boom. Thank you for running our page. You're the fucking man. And he knows what he's talking
said
about.
Bonds was a bad motherfucker before juicing, but he said before juicing.
Yeah. Here's the other thing.
Alex knows he juiced.
Can anybody provide me the ESPN clip of when they ran the story about him failing that drug test? Oh, now Adam goes to the paper.
Yeah, because I hear this nonstop.
At some point, you're going to give up and just admit he's the greatest position player of all time, and it's really not close. You're never going to see.
Brad Butler of the old Indians.
That's the stupidest thing I've
greatest.
ever heard. There will never be another player that steals 500
all right.
home runs, steals
This
500
is-
bases.
This is a broken record. Skip. Broken record. Skip. Broken record. Skip. Let's move on.
Barry, that was on my list. Barry Bonds is the
Electric
greatest.
chair reinstatement.
Fuck yes.
Yes. That is all goes yes.
You know, when you pull something like that out, you can't help but unite America behind you. I feel like the Canadian truckers would even be on board with that one. You know?
Yeah. Okay, this was another one of our titles.
Wait, we didn't finish. Like, you didn't have televised that shit on here.
I don't know if we talked about televising.
So I think it's one of the great ideas we've ever had is fucking putting fucking executions on pay-per-view. Dude, I'm sorry. I would get an execution on pay-per-view. If that makes me a bad person, I'm a bad person.
Okay, well, add it to
When Ruben Gutierrez goes off, tell me that we wouldn't all be sitting here on pay-per-view waiting for Ruben to fucking tap out.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We do a live show around it.
Yeah, probably. All right. Contract caps for all sports athletes. Because they make too fucking much money to begin with. Bring it down to somewhere $15 million a year, something that's we're getting to 30-some million a year. It's just enough. It's enough is enough.
The hard part, though, is what do you do with the money that you're not giving them? Because the owners are still going to make that money. Unless you're going to use that to control prices on everything.
I've got it.
A ball game ticket.
Stop hunger.
I don't know what that means.
Feed your community. I mean, you can do all kinds of stuff with that money.
We throw out more food in this country every year than it would take to feed the entire planet.
But they're still starving. So, anyways.
That's what I'm saying. But that's not the athlete's fault.
I didn't say it was the athlete's fault. I'm just saying they can find other things to do with the money. Make fucking amazing fucking dome stadiums. I don't know.
I'm just saying it's a stretch.
So I got it. They can supply the money for the prison
for the prison death match,
prison death island.
Yeah.
So that's one. I mean, I think we should actually structure the contracts and then maybe drop ticket prices.
Yeah.
And then there's not so much money for the owners.
Yeah.
And then everybody will show up. Everybody will fill the fucking seats because the game's on Saturday afternoon for the Cleveland Indians, and I want to go, but I don't want to spend $200. Oh my God! Now the owners aren't making, whatever. It would be better for the fans.
Amen, James. That is the beauty of capitalism. Privately owned companies are never going to change shit as long as they can make money.
Yep.
And for that reason, that's why I'm not on board with this whole thing, because I am a firm believer in capitalism. Capitalism pushes the world forward. You don't have to like it. There are people that benefit from it more than others. Not denying that, but that's where I sit on that. I'll leave it go.
All right, sports golden ticket.
I'll take the sports golden ticket as one of my highlights. No questions asked. So that means that you have a ticket in your pocket. Any sporting event you want to go to the rest of your life, you get front row seats, or any seat you want in the entire house.
But how about this? How about if one or however many fans, 5 fans a year, let's just say, get to win this, and they can just go to one event of their choice, front row every year. How cool would that be?
It'd be fucking awesome.
So 5 fans, or we can do 10. Well, I mean, you don't want to get too many. We just say 5 every year.
Yeah.
You throw your name into a lottery, and you get picked, and you can only get picked once in your lifetime.
Can we get some more fans then? I mean, I feel like 5 isn't enough.
Okay.
Can we fill a section?
Whatever. I mean, but you want to be front
Should
row,
you
the best seat in the house.
Should you have to write down ahead of time what that is, and then you're in consideration for that?
Whatever. However you want to do it.
But I'm saying, what would be yours?
I just don't think it should be a golden ticket that you have your whole life.
Well, that's what I want.
I know
That's
what
called
you-
being independently fucking wealthy.
I understand.
When you can just go to every sporting event.
Well, you don't need a golden ticket if you're independently wealthy.
Right, I need to be Shaq.
Yeah. I like it. We just have to figure out the, what we're going to do with it.
The logistics of the whole thing?
And what do we have? Stiffer punishments for cheating in sports. Now, James just said all of MLB and all of sports should be using steroids.
Kasha, Yellow Mama, let's go. Yes. If you listen to our other show, The Gallows, you will know that Yellow Mama is a world-famous electric chair that zaps motherfuckers like a fucking bug dispenser.
Built by Frank
Luchter.
Luchter. What a badass name.
The first family of death.
I'm going to get Luchter on my license plate.
What? The Iron Bowl. What does that mean, the Iron Bowl? Did somebody cheat in the Iron Bowl this year?
I don't know.
Somebody in Hey, we got a Russian on board. You're Ed.
And Jesus Kindle. Yo, Jesus. Jesus.
I don't know what that means, but hey, your life. You're Red.
Maybe it means Iron Bowl.
I don't know. I'll take the listeners, though. Welcome aboard. Yes, golden ticket. Oh, he would go to the Iron Bowl with the golden ticket.
Ah.
Now, that's some Deep South shit right there.
What is the Iron Bowl. Yeah.
That's Auburn and Alabama, for those of you that don't know at home. If you'd been like, I want to go to the Orange Bowl, motherfucker.
Wait, what did James is trying to... He's
I got it, dog.
putting Russian in there.
Sai Blat Blayat. Sika Blayat. I don't know what that means.
Can we get some translation
I don't
here?
speak fluent Rook.
R-O-C.
Yeah, the Ruskies. The Ruskies. You never heard of that?
Russian Bear. I am Russian Bear.
Who was the original Russian bear? I bet Moonshine Mafia is the only
He
person
said,
that knows
fuck
that.
the tide. He's from Alabama, and he said fuck the Tide.
Right, because he's from the county of Greenbow.
No, he's not. He's from Peckshaw or whatever that was.
Dude, Pell City.
Pell City.
Where the fuck have you been?
I'm getting
You're
buzzed.
teasing me about fucking buzzing out.
All right, so apparently we don't care about cheating in sports. And
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, motherfucker.
yeah, you're always cheating. All right, and my last idea was Paul Dolan. Please sell the fucking Indians.
Well, that fucking happened, so...
He did sell part of it.
He sold the majority. He's not the man anymore.
He sold the minority, but did it change to the majority?
He sold the majority. He does not control shit.
Yes. Thank you.
One less excuse for Cleveland
I
fans.
don't have to highlight that one. All right. So I've got a quick question for the chat. I'm sure that 75% means stupid. What? I'm 75% sure it means stupid bitch in Russian.
Wow.
Oh, that's what James said.
We kicked your ass in WW2, so...
Yeah, Rocky 4, baby.
Right.
All right, here we go.
If he dies, he dies.
So I'm going to hold this up. I don't know if you guys can see it. No, I can't tell. Anyways, our old logo had the middle finger on it, like that. And our new logo has the horns, like that, or like that. Quick question. What do you prefer? Does anybody prefer either? Does it matter? Here's our old logo. Like that, you can see that.
Yeah, we can see it real clear, Bob.
Yep. And here's our new logo. Oh, wait, that's not right.
Do you even have anything with the new logo on it?
Yeah, I can show it to you right now.
Yeah, I'll do it again. It's that right there. Literally, hook 'em horns.
Here, I'll show the new logo. It is right there. There's the horns.
I know, I've seen them.
All right, so out there in Chatland, which do you like better, the middle finger or the horns?
Alex said bird finger, dog.
Bird finger.
Boom. Sit and spin,
Sit and spin.
Nick Saban.
The horns is family friendly, James, and guess what? We kind of didn't.
Do you want to be family friendly? I don't know if you've heard my language this evening.
Yeah, it wasn't about being family friendly. It was about being
Straight up.
marketable. And we kind of figured that if we kept the middle finger, we would never be marketable ever. We would just be Primus, an underground band that Jake doesn't know half the shit about.
Shut the fuck up. I know exactly who Primus is. You didn't know who Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush was. And he's a goat. A real fucking goat.
Like, eats grass.
This fucking guy. No, we're not family friendly. There's about 15 fucking reasons why we're not fucking family friendly. I don't have time to fucking name them all right now, but I'll fucking name them all later for you.
Fuck it. All right. So, well, if you guys like the finger logo,
You want to bring
I'm
it
sorry.
back?
I'm sorry. We're sticking with the horns.
Oh, he said too bad. Wah, wah.
All right. Here we go. Would you consider doing this full time? Living off the grid?
Would I consider it just as like because it's
No,
fucking
like
Thursday?
like life changing. I'm tired of everybody knowing where I'm at and what I'm doing. I'm living off the grid.
No.
Okay. I would like to try it, but I won't.
I could live off the grid. Like if the world collapsed tomorrow, where within 4 days everybody was murdering each other.
Well,
You know,
everybody
over
would be
toilet
living
paper.
off the grid.
No. 96% of society would fucking murder itself.
Right.
Because they couldn't handle it. At that point in time, I would be just fucking fine living off the grid. All I'm saying is while the grid's here, why am I going to go off of it?
There's just people that don't like Big Brother always knowing what they're doing.
If
Those
you
people are
think-
probably also the people that are planning
if you're
bomb
naive,
runs.
I was gonna
but-
say, if you're naive enough to think that there's anybody in this fucking country that can't be fucking tracked or surveiled these
No.
days,
I'm not saying.
then who fucking cares?
But I've just seen shows where people go off the grid. Now, obviously, they still hook up to internet, and the government can see where they're at. Okay, whatever, and they've got their cell phones where they can track your where you're at. But
Yeah.
I'm saying more off the grid than now.
Living off the grid, absolutely. There is so much bullshit that we deal with on a daily basis. I agree. Just for the record, Nick Saban is awesome. It's just the Tide fan base. They are the worst. Dude, we totally get that.
Don't talk about the Buckeyes fan base.
I was actually going to shit on Pittsburgh's fan base.
Oh, good.
Not trying to throw shade at Josh and James, but Pittsburgh has thought that the sun rose and set on their fucking asses for the last 20 years. I can't wait to see what happens when you don't have Ben anymore. So I wasn't going to shit. Now, if you want me to shit on Ohio State.
No. Answer Alex's question real quick.
Does that beer tower stay pretty cold? It actually does. It's actually made of a solid piece of copper at the bottom to where it has that. And then inside, there's actually a frozen tube that we use. So
Cheers, Alex.
that's right, Moonshine. It is not a family show. Oh, do you have enough beer to toast with? Or
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure. Brought out some thick, heavy mugs tonight. Little LED glass for your ass.
All right. Next one. Treasure hunting. Would you throw everything to the wind if you had a good whiff of a good treasure to go hunting?
No.
Okay.
Thanks for checking, but I am not going to go ahead and
Now,
run away for my whole life to go track some box down that's in the middle of Colorado like this writer that keeps fucking doing this.
you can do the next one during your daily life.
Prepping for doomsday.
Prepping for a doomsday event. Now, many people do this already, but would you go you obviously, we know the answer. You would never go overboard. Well, do you have shelves of corn and peas and canned food?
So I don't have provisions to a ridiculous level, but I don't have a problem saying it. I have enough MREs, water, and ammo that if it lasts longer than 2 weeks, I'm going to be okay. I'm not bringing a lot of people with me. If you wanted to get it. It's going to take a lead sandwich.
People coming to the door, you're shooting them because you don't got enough to share.
Right, you touch the fucking driveway, I consider you to be on the other team. Now, I think I've told you before, I also already have a route mapped out to get to what I consider to be my safe place.
Yes.
If shit ever hits the fucking fan.
I probably would get lost, but I know where that safe place
You'll have
is.
11 minutes to get you and your family to the house, and you can come with.
Or search aimlessly for that fence.
We'll take big fucking Red Rosa and fill her up, and off we fucking go to get down the road.
All right.
But yeah, prep for doomsday. And if not even for doomsday, to everybody out there, if you're over the age of 25, keep a little bit of provisions in your fucking house. If the electric goes out, let's not make sure that your life crumbles as a result, because you are a grown-ass adult that can take care of yourself in a way that the internet cannot. So, sorry, that's all I have on that.
All right. So I know you're a big fan of time travel. So
Fucking stupid.
If you could...
It's fucking dumb.
All right, that was verbatim from our opening.
Was it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, if you had a watch that you could strap around your wrist right now...
It would suck. It would be the coolest fucking thing ever for one fucking day. You could go back in time, make your fucking $400 million off of whatever you wanted to win it on betting that something was going to happen. After that, there's no fucking suspense left till fucking life if you can just time travel and check everything out. Well, I know who wins in fucking 2024, so
no, but you
fuck it.
You wouldn't want to go back to the time of Jesus or the time of...
No, what if I get stuck there? What if a camel fucking bites my fucking balls off?
Well, then
I'm not
you're
trying to fucking deal with that.
You're stupid.
I don't want to go back there. People would be like, oh, I'd have done fine in the 1860s. Would you have with gonorrhea and showering once a fucking 3 weeks? No, you fucking wouldn't have.
I did say live back.
But I'm just saying, dude, time travel's fucking, what are you going back for? What,
history. You would know shit.
So you're going to go back and if your pure purpose was to go back and redocument history.
Yeah.
A, that's kind of cool. B, then it's also going to be from your fucking perspective, so it's still fucking wrong.
Is my perspective wrong? No, I'm saying if you would know the truths.
He would go treasure hunting if women were as hot as they are in the movies. That's true. Not going to argue that. Steelers have been average for at least 3 years. No. Good luck, Steelers fans. I'm going to remind you for the last time, you have had your last game with Ben Roethlisberger. Strap the fuck in. There's going to be some hard times coming. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you land Russell Wilson and a miracle along the way, but Bubby Brister was real. You know what I'm saying? Those days are coming back. You don't have a Hall of Fame quarterback for fucking ever.
Cordell Stewart was real.
Stewart was real.
Old egghead.
There's going to be some hard times coming, and hey, they're great. Not hating on the Steelers. I'm just saying. Reality's a motherfucker sometimes.
Yeah. All right, last one. UBI. Now, I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't even talk about this. You want to talk about universal basic income?
How deep do you want to go? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea?
Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Because I guess this kind of this was another one of our topics. I just threw it down here.
If you're raising the baseline for people, UBI is a great idea. Especially in a time where less people are working now than they have in a long time with everything that's going on. I'm just saying.
But isn't universal basic income more of a socialist thing?
It's definitely a socialist idea, but it's no more socialist than the idea that how much money comes out of your check, my check, and everybody else's check every week, 25%, to go to government programs that we don't fucking control. They go to the police forces that we don't always support. I support the fuck out of my police. I'm saying there's people that don't. Fire departments, shit like that. There's all kinds of shit that comes out of your check now that is under a socialist construct. So if you're going to go at it from that point of view, then UBI ain't the worst idea if it brings the bottom up.
Right.
UBI should not be used as a way for you to fuck off, eat Doritos and burritos in your mom's basement all day long and never contribute to society.
Amen.
That's how UBI is going to be fucked up.
So it's a
but that's how it's
slippery
going to be
slope.
used. Right, but that's how it's going to be used.
Okay. So
If it goes
all right.
in.
So would you consider that?
Yeah, if it's done correctly, I definitely am a fan of UBI.
Okay.
Because there's enough wealth in the world and there's enough things that have been invented to create a planet that should be easy for people to fucking live in. But it's privatized. I know, that's what I just said what the problem was. I agree. It shouldn't be privatized.
James said, rebuild so I can get over my alcoholism. He's talking about the Steelers.
Right. I don't know how to explain this quite properly, but like I have not been drinking any beer at all. Dude, I got to piss again. I'm literally about to piss my pants. So
Go ahead.
I'm going to let you hold the fort down for one more minute.
I'm going to talk about
sorry.
Jesus versus the Egyptians.
You know what? I support that.
And so I just was looking for fun topics to talk about, and I don't know why the 7 wonders of the world popped in my head, but I want to fucking talk about it. So 7 wonders of the world. I'm going to put a picture up so you guys can play along at home. Let's see. Boom. The 7 wonders of the world currently are let's see. I don't even know what they are. Here they are. The Great Wall of China, built in 700 BC. The city of Petra in Jordan, built in 312 BC. The Colosseum in Rome, Italy, 80 AD. Chichen Itza, Mexico, 600 AD. And let's see. And then we've got currently the Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, built in 1931.
Is that all the older that is?
Yeah. And that's
I'd have thought Jesus had been around a little longer.
so, well, Jesus has been, but that's when that statue was built.
Right.
So, in a lot of these searches for the 7 wonders of the world, the pyramids of Giza are in there, built in 2560 BC. It's a long motherfucking time ago. That is longer than any of these items on this list.
By a long shot.
Not
right?
items, but so we're looking
But
at
it's
this.
not even really close, right?
Now, a wonder of the world would kind of be like, how did they build it? Wouldn't you agree? Isn't that why it's a wonder?
Well,
So,
I hate to say it, but when you enslave hundreds of thousands of people,
yeah,
that's how they did it.
I know. But still, it is, I mean, to this day, they really aren't 100% sure how they built those pyramids. Obviously, there was a lot of slavery involved. But to me, that's more of a wonder. The Great Wall of China, obviously that was brick and mortar, but you can see it from the fucking space station. Right?
Yeah.
Plus, it was in 700 BC. What do we got?
Have you been reading what James has had to say on the entire thing? I
No.
mean, like, it's kind of awesome. He said, I wanted to retire in 2019, so I've been waiting for this day. I don't even know what that was pertaining back to, but we're going to help James retire.
All right, maybe he's a wonder of the world.
He said, rebuild so I can get over my alcoholism sooner.
Yeah, that was the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right. So, but the last thing he said was super fucking true, is that there needs to be a public audit that like is released every year that shows where all the nickels went
Yes.
that our government spent.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. It's shit ton of slavery building the Great Wall. That is 100% true as well.
Right. So the city of Petra in Jordan, that's the from the
Are you showing that on screen?
yeah.
Can they not see us right now?
They cannot see us.
Wow. Way to not do that while I was gone.
I did it while you were gone.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
While we're going through this list, who was considered the eighth wonder of the world?
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, come on.
I knew you would know that. So I have a problem with this list, and I don't know why there can't be more. Why does it always have to be 7, right? Why do we have to have Jesus fighting with the Egyptians? Why can't we have 8 wonders of the world? But then I also did a little bit of research, and I have a problem. There's something older than the pyramids. So, and that would be Stonehenge.
Okay. Is that a wonder?
Here's where the wonder comes.
Some people stack some shit up.
Yeah, but the largest stone is 30 feet tall and weighs 25 tons.
Okay.
This was built in, where is it? 3100 BC.
Has anybody that's paying attention to this show that's ever worked at the Corp ever used a wedge? No? Yeah. Oh. Did you ever use a wedge? Were you ever on the shop floor and used a wedge?
I never used a wedge on the shop floor.
Do you know how wedges are used?
Yeah.
Pretty sure I've seen Stonehenge. Pretty sure for what that height was, you could have used mantle places underneath, wedge it up, slide it in, wedge it up, slide it in, wedge it up, slide it in. You're home. They could have done Stonehenge in like a fucking week.
It took 1,500 years, so I believe you're wrong.
Well, that's because they were stupid back then. Not my fault.
And those stones were believed to be brought 20 miles. Now, whether they're stupid or not, they could have just built them where they found them.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, to me...
You got stick boys.
At that time period...
But they used rollers. Just like the same system that you see like that launches a boat.
You make it sound like it was from here to your basement dryer. That was 20 miles.
Okay.
It took them 1,500 years. I'm sorry, that's a wonder to me.
That seems like a long time. I feel like they were a little lazy.
I think it was technology. So my idea, I'm just going to go, sorry. So if you see it, look on this list, there is another pyramid, and it is the Chichen Itza in Mexico.
Which is fucking awesome.
It is awesome, but I'm sorry, in my opinion.
I didn't think that it was worthy of the list. It's cool. I've seen it in person.
We've already got pyramids, so I'm going with these in Adam's world. We've got the pyramids of Giza. We've got the Taj Mahal. When was the Taj Mahal built? It was built in 14... No. It was old. I have it on here. I can't
It's
find
old
it.
as shit. I have no idea. You haven't even touched on the fucking Colosseum.
1643 AD. So that's fucking old. So something that looks that good, built that long ago.
Dude, Colosseum is some shit.
The Colosseum is some shit. Still, once again, brick and mortar. But the time period is why it's a wonder. What is it? 80.
That would have
It was
been
built in 80. The
that
year
would have
80.
definitely been part of my time machine / sports golden ticket.
Right.
Would have been front row at the fucking Coliseum one time.
Well, you would need the time machine though.
I know.
Have that golden ticket.
That's what I'm saying. I wear my fucking toga and eat my fucking grapes and shit.
So I don't really like the Colosseum being on this list, but the fact that it was built in year 80 is pretty fucking awesome.
I mean, it's hard to fuck with.
So I'm bringing Jesus in here with the pyramids. We've got Petra. We've got Stonehenge. We've got Machu Picchu, and the Great Wall of China. I'm bumping Chichen Itza out of there because it's another pyramid, and we've already got one.
So what'd you put in place of it?
Stonehenge.
Oh, Stonehenge doesn't count as of today?
It does in my book.
No, but in the real book.
In the real book, they have...
Not Stonehenge.
And not the pyramids. I don't know how you can't have the pyramids in there.
Are you sure?
Yes. It's conflicting. Half of them have Jesus, Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, and half of them have
the pyramids. Well, I would go with the pyramids at this point in time. I mean, clearly in 1931, it was just some concrete to make Jesus on top of a city.
I mean, it's fucking cool. And how do you not choose Jesus?
Right, but like I would choose the Victoria Falls before I fucking chose that.
Well, there's natural wonders as well. But
I'm just fucking saying. But even natural or not natural, Victoria Falls is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. All right.
Angkor Wat in Cambodia, I think, is better than Rio. Apparently, I got to read up on my Angkor Wat.
It sounds like a a disease. All right. So next, I'd like to break down. This is something new. I'd like to break down the song "Imagine."
Do it.
You want to start? You want to start with the first?
Imagine there's no heaven.
Yes.
It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today.
So obviously he doesn't want.
Jesus.
Yeah, he doesn't. Maybe he's an atheist, or maybe he just wants people to go fucking crazy.
Maybe he doesn't want religion to be the reason people fucking do everything.
Yes.
You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Because that's what I think the basis of the song is that he doesn't want people to just fucking blindly follow because Jesus said it was what's going to happen as your redeemer. Now, I'd follow Jesus anywhere. I'm just saying, as his song, I'm pretty sure that's what he's getting at.
Yeah. I mean, most. If you like this song, I'm assuming you do.
It's okay. I don't love
Or
John
do you-
Lennon on
or-
his own, so.
Do you not like the message he's trying to convey here?
I feel like if the entire world had a pair of panties on and it was jammed up in between your butt crack, this is about what you would sing. So I'm kind of middle of the road on it.
A lot of people love this song.
I know. Like, I got family that if they heard me say this, they would want to crucify me, but they don't listen to my show because I'm the black sheep of the family.
I mean, like for instance, I used to watch some American Idol, and when somebody sang this they would say that this is the Holy Grail to get it right.
Yeah.
Because it was a difficult song to sing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. Imagine all the people living for today. I think that his point is imagine all the people living for today. I think there would be some people. I don't know. I don't think it would be a good thing if everybody was living for today.
I don't know. I will be honest. When I read this first paragraph, like the first stanza of this song, if you would have put "Come on, man" at the end, I would have believed that it was a Joe Biden campaign speech, like somewhere in there. So I don't really fucking know.
Okay.
So, the first one, I don't know. Most people are attached to the ideals of either heaven or hell. The people that aren't
Right.
are definitely in the minority.
Right.
So for this to be a plausible part of a normative everyday society is not good.
Right. I agree.
Doesn't make it wrong. I'm just saying.
Well, it's just a song. I mean, it's an idea, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, John and Yoko went kind of a little crazy train there for a while. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill for, die for, and no religion too. There it is again. No religion too. Now, I know what he's saying there. Nothing to fight for, because there's a lot of people in countries that fight each other just because of their religion.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he put that in there. But when you put religion in there twice, it kind of sounds like he's an atheist.
Well, I don't care. If every other word of this song was 100% true, I would take a special problem with this stanza. America. That's fucking why. Because America is a fucking idea across the world. We take it for granted every fucking day. I love this country, and I'm guilty as fuck of it. Of taking America for fucking granted. But a place that you can live openly, freely as whoever the fuck you want to be. Granted, they make it hard to do sometimes, but compare this to an actual communist-controlled country where you can't practice certain religions. You can't criticize the fucking government. You can't do shit. It's a different thing. So the idea that there are no fucking countries, unless the entire world is going to become the United States of America, go fuck yourself, John Lennon. America.
He said, and he said, if there's no,
He said,
"Lit-
Alex said, FJB. Welcome to the Hopper, my friend. Hey, you know what? Hey, come on. FJB. Don't leave me hanging on FJB. That's right. It means forget James Brown.
I think it was for James Brown.
Oh, is that what it was? My bad, Craig.
All right. So, yeah. So he said, but if there's no countries and no religion, everybody would live their life in peace. I don't think so. Because we're fucking men, and we will figure out a way to fuck shit up.
Well, we're men, and there will be a woman someplace that we're going to have to show the fuck off for. So
Fight for
if that
it.
means fucking killing somebody or doing some other dumb shit, hey, I'm going to build a wall. Why? Because I'm going to get pussy at the end of it. That's literally the only reason anything gets done.
All right. Take the last section.
Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. I'm going to let you feel the low-hanging fruit on this. Go ahead.
Imagine no possessions. I mean, we wouldn't have a podcast.
It's called Venezuela. It was communist too.
What I think where I'm going with this, I think we are breaking this song in half and in triplets, and I think it's going to be the shittiest song ever fucking made.
It's fucking terrible. There's no
And,
like
and
that's
I
stupid.
love to sing to this song, but now I don't think I'll ever be able to again.
Right, because you're a capitalist that loves the country that you were born in and you love Jesus.
America.
So that's basically what he's saying in the most slow, poetic key ever. Fuck your religion, fuck your country, do whatever you can, but give it all away. Sorry, John, you didn't fucking do that. If you hadn't got shot by fucking David outside of the fucking hotel in New York City in 1980, I don't think you were singing this fucking song. I'm pretty sure Yoko fucking cashed in at some point, so guy wrote this fucking song, didn't even follow his own advice. I'm going to go ahead and not take part in the John Lennon theory of life.
All right, we have reached
Dos.
2 hours.
All right.
So we're gonna leave that last one hanging for you again. Till next time.
You mean the last two?
No, I'm gonna do one more because it's quick.
Okay.
So in my recent career change, I've been driving up the highway 30 minutes each way. Seeing a lot more dumbasses too. A lot of people on the phones. A lot of people doing dumb shit. A lot of people, like today on my way back, there was a guy had his earbuds in. And there was literally 6 cars behind him. He's driving in the passing lane. And I don't even think he knew that. But he's holding up everybody. Because he was a young guy, too. And he just doesn't give a shit. I bet he hadn't looked in his rearview mirror for 10 miles.
Yeah.
It's just I see a bunch of dumb shit. So I have a question. Winter highway driving. How do drivers end up in the median? Like recently in Ohio, we've had a shit ton of snow in the northeastern Ohio, and I don't know how. Can you tell me how people end up in the median? Like literally stuck. They've flown out there, and they're stuck.
One wheel got too far, dog. They were on their phone. They were fucking with something. That one fucking front tire grabbed a hold
And
of
it
them.
sucks them out
and
there.
it sucks them right into the abyss.
And that is true. That is one possibility.
Right.
The other possibility is that they're going a little bit too fast, and they avoid the crash,
Yeah.
and they go out in the median.
Yeah.
But what? What do we got?
James said always think with both heads, man. I just had to laugh at that. Sorry.
Yeah, well.
I'm listening. Keep going.
No, but so the third alternative is that I don't understand is in these situations where there's all this snow and I'm in line, we're all going slow. And now I get it in the morning. Maybe it's a little slippery and we're still all doing like 50.
Yeah.
I get there could be more catastrophe waiting to happen.
Yeah.
You slip, you go in.
Sure.
But when we're all doing 25, and I've seen this, we're all doing 25 and people still go out there. It's got to be the phone. I mean, it's got to be. You're not paying attention and whoop, I'm out in there.
I mean, the phone.
I just don't know how you can be so
the
stupid.
phone
going
or
so
something
slow.
else.
What?
It could be the radio. It could be the lipstick. It could be a titty. I mean, it could be anything at that point in time.
I guess it's just, the question is, I don't understand how many people, and there is a lot,
Yeah.
that end out in the middle. And we're all laughing at them as we go by.
I'm not arguing with you.
But then we're also white-knuckling it so we don't do the same. I just don't understand it. I'm looking for clarity.
I have none for you. I don't know. I watched this. Dude, I saw a van on my way into Detroit last week that was wedged between, like, you know those giant walls they put, like, by nice communities to keep the sound out?
Yeah.
It was wedged, like, no shit, like a couple inches on each side between that and a guardrail. But, like, perfectly fucking sideways. Like, it looked like they drifted it into that spot and just walked away. I don't know how this shit happens on the road. I'm not that fucking stupid.
There was one car that was in the median for 4 days. It actually jumped. It went in the median. It jumped a little post fence with some cable, and it was all like this, and you could see the front bumper was all tore off.
Yeah.
Sat there for 4 days until somebody finally decided to come get it.
Gotcha.
And then they got it.
Well, I'm glad they finally got it.
And then that's the end of the story.
Well, that's what matters. You know?
Well, hey, we want to thank everybody for joining us. Hopefully you had a good time. One hundo. We made it.
Dude, we made it.
2 hours special. We really appreciate everybody that came out.
Seriously, you guys are awesome. Thanks for making the show awesome.
Thanks for making it, Brett Jackson. Oh, wait, you didn't.
Oh, was he getting married today?
I'd have no idea.
I can't wait to ask him that question. Thanks so much for joining us. As always, you know what we got to do here. We're a little crazy. You're a little crazy. We're all a little crazy. But if you're getting too crazy, what you need to do is you need to pick up the phone and you need to call 1-800-622-4357. That is the National Mental Health Hotline. Somebody on the other end will be there to help you.
Absolutely. So if you can't, well, how do I want to say this? Let's go like this. If this, on all serious note, if you have a drug habit you can't kick, you're feeling bad about hurting yourself or somebody else, I'm struggling here, call the number. Somebody will be there to help you.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll talk to you again real soon.
Pip, pip.
Cheerio.